Okay, I see the little blowout, Anthony. I like it, man. The little side taper.
No flirting on live, bro. What's wrong
I
with
don't
you?
even. I don't even know what they're talking about.
No
I'm giving
flirting
you a
on live.
compliment on your haircut, man.
Everybody, I didn't get a haircut.
It looks like you got it
I
faded.
know.
Dub fresh. Boy, Dub got a fade, a little fade. Dub fresh.
Everybody, Dub's beard looks much better than this afternoon. This afternoon on the panel, people in the chat were like, "Oh yeah, fluent with a fresh cut." I'm like, I didn't do anything.
The side looked like you got a miniature blowout.
It just went more white.
Listen,
Wow. So you got
My
that Mr.
beard.
Fantastic look, huh? All
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mr. Fantastic in the building.
my beard looking better than it's looked for the past few days. I'm not even gonna hold you, bro.
right.
And I'm eating, so deal with it.
So, as you guys know, this is common knowledge, bro. DeAndre Hopkins has officially been released from the Arizona Cardinals. Literally, I think a day after the last show. So we just missed it by a little bit.
Yeah.
So I need y'all to answer some of these questions, bro. Who is going to benefit from having DeAndre Hopkins? And I'm pretty sure that he is going to be getting paid, 22 mil? Right, G, baby?
No, the Arizona Cardinals have a dead cap hit of 22 mil. So like they just eat that money. But I don't think it goes to DeAndre. It's just they can't get that money back. You know what I mean? Like it counts against them negatively. So like their cap space, they're basically even though they released DeAndre, it's almost like if he's
He's
still
taking
on
the
the
cap
roster.
hit. Yeah.
It was
Now,
his 22 wasn't guaranteed, I think. So they pay nothing, but they just have this kind of they have
space.
22 million less to play with on their cap.
Yep.
Okay. Now, is DeAndre getting any type of money from the Cardinals or no?
I don't believe so.
I don't think so.
Not anything that he pretty much like whatever his last check was before he got released. That's it. He's not getting nothing else after that.
All right, got you. Well, I want to know what team is going to benefit from the most from acquiring DeAndre Hopkins. Will he take a pay cut to go to a monster team, or will he be looking for that bag, man? And that's for anybody to answer.
I think he's looking for the bag.
Yeah, I think he looks for the bag too.
He's looking
man.
for the bag, man.
With
He's
his
trying to-
age, in terms of your first question though, what team fits? He needs to be in a system where the quarterback has pretty good ball placement. He was never a burner, but he was a lot better at creating separation, sort of back in the day. But now, not so much. So honestly, there's one obvious answer. It's the Chiefs, bro. That's the most obvious answer. I don't really care to talk about whether it could be done, the cap space. I'm just purely answering what team makes the most sense, and that's the Chiefs. Not even because of Patrick Mahomes, because that's a big need that they have. He can fill that gap. He could easily probably go there and be the receiver one, honestly. And then Patrick Mahomes. It doesn't hurt to have one of the greatest quarterbacks ever thrown to you. So
Now you don't want to talk about it. And here's why, because the Chiefs have $1.3 million left.
I was just about to
So
say
they're going to have to do a lot of mathematical gymnastics if he's going to get paid. So if I may, here are the teams we think he's going to want 20 million plus, right? Do we all agree with that first?
No.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I know that's what he kind of wanted, but I think if he's going to go play with if he's gonna go play with like a Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, for example, I think he'll be willing to take a little less to play with one of the elite quarterbacks.
Not even a little less.
Give me a number. What's going to satisfy his needs?
Me, 10 to 12. And really, we're talking about no more than a 2-year deal. He's not getting more than 2 years.
So let me give you tiers then. Let me give you tiers. So at the 20 million plus, there's only one team that I actually could see that no one said.
Jets.
You screamed it
I
out.
said it last week. The Jets, bro.
So here are the teams that have 20 million plus in cap space. Arizona, hell no, obviously, because that's the team that just got him. The New York Jets, well, they got a quarterback who can place the ball pretty damn good.
Yeah.
The Detroit Lions, the Colts, the Panthers, and the Bears. So he's not going to any of those with the exception of maybe the Jets. But do the Jets bring him in because they've already brought in some wide receivers? They already have
Alan Lazard.
Oh, no.
No, Garrett Wilson, the real
Garrett
guy.
Wilson. They already have Garrett Wilson, so are they really in need of that? So here's that second tier that you guys said. So that 10 million plus.
I don't know,
Green
man.
Bay, no. Cincinnati,
Yeah.
They're not gonna sign him. They're not gonna sign him.
Because
New
you
Orleans,
got to deal with T and Jamar.
I don't think the Saints are gonna sign him either. So
Dallas.
Dallas could try it because they go always.
They can try it.
yeah, that Jerry Jones will. Jerry Jones.
Dallas will throw that whole 14 million at him. Philadelphia,
Nah,
They'll try it because they always try it at this point. They will try.
Baltimore,
Yes,
They're definitely trying.
Yes.
I can see that.
Baltimore's definitely trying.
And with him being a free agent now, Baltimore might. Yeah,
and then you got the Chargers.
I
they like
know,
Mike
they just
Williams
drafted
over
Quinn
there,
Johnson
so I
to
doubt
me
they're
now.
going
I
to.
would say
I doubt
yeah,
they're
draft a
going
receiver in the
to,
first round.
because
Keenan
they
Allen
like
is
Mike
slowing
Williams.
down though.
Keenan Allen is slowing down, but
Oh my god.
DeAndre Hopkins is also he's also not the same guy. Also,
He got hurt last year, OJ.
What happened to your wrist, bro?
Which
What happened to
He's
your
still
wrist?
slowing down, bro.
I just had a bad injury, so I'm just doing therapy on it.
He's not going up, bro. To me in the NFL, bro, you're either going up or down, man. I'm cruel when it comes to that stuff, man.
look, all I'm saying is this: the Chargers already have a guy who has a similar skill set to DeAndre Hopkins, and as of right now, that dude's younger, and as of right now, he's probably cheaper. And you just drafted a receiver in the first round, so they're probably not going to go that route.
Here's the rest. I'll just give you a bunch of them. San Francisco, New England, Minnesota, Jacksonville, Atlanta, Seattle.
Hey, San Fran, hey, Fluent.
No, they won't. No, they won't. No,
You
they
don't think they will?
won't. No, they won't.
Man, San Fran is
No, they won't. They are perfectly fine with Debo and Brandon Ayuk as their receivers. They are fine. They are good. They are not going to attack.
They could excommunicate.
I don't
Their issue is the quarterback, though. So
Brendan Ayuk might be the sorriest X receiver in the league.
So other than those guys, everybody
What?
else is $10 million.
Mike Williams exists, but hey, Mike Williams does exist.
Hey.
No way, his screen went black. OJ, I need you to elaborate on that. Say that again.
I'm trying to think, bro. It's hard for me to think of
Did N'Keal
receivers
Harry
that are worse than
guy?
Ayuk as a starting receiver. Like
Mike Williams.
Nah, bro. I like Williams over Ayuk. Easily.
Is there a handful of quarterbacks? Who are the quarterbacks? Maybe we do it that way then. Who are the quarterbacks you think would work with a guy like him? And we'll see what their team has left.
anybody.
Hold on.
not
Wait,
anybody.
I want OJ to talk more about why is Brandon Ayuk the worst X receiver.
Can you name me a better player in the NFL that's a starting receiver? Really, it could be X or Y, but just a starting receiver that he's better than. It's hard for me.
Jacoby
He's better
Myers.
than Mike Williams. Jacoby
Mike
Myers.
Williams.
He's better than both of them.
He's not better than Mike Williams. I'll
He's
give
better
you
than
Myers.
Darnell Mooney, Chase Claypool. With both of them were starting last year. He's better than all of them. Oh, who
Damn,
else
those
can I
guys
name?
started?
He better than
Deontay
better
Johnson.
than Drake London. He better
Gabe
than Deontay
Davis.
Johnson.
Yeah, so yeah, that's
We
crazy.
can keep going.
Uh,
We can keep
I'll take
going. Like,
Deontay Johnson over.
Yeah, that's
I'll
crazy.
give you got me at Poole though. You got me at Poole and Mooney. I'll give you that. So I'll recant that, but it's not a lot though.
leave my Bears alone.
he in that top 20. He like
Shannon
25
Sharp
to
gone,
range.
Fluent. He gone and he agreed to a buyout in June. This is last show in June.
Oh wow.
Oh, you talking about Shannon Sharp?
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, I was about to get to that later, but
we're getting.
yeah,
Don't
we'll
jump ahead.
we'll get there. We'll get there soon. But
No. I'm just Trent. You said any quarterback, but OJ started this whole segment off by saying he needs a quarterback who can, has good ball placement, whatever. So that's probably a shorter list than looking at everybody who's got 10 million.
Look,
Listen, man, he's not gonna thrive with Justin
gonna
Fields.
say
Let's just
this.
put it that way. Like,
I'm gonna
come
just
on.
say this because I don't
Why can't he, though?
disagree with that take. Did Tom Savage have good ball placement?
Last week.
And to that point, because you just brought up Justin Fields, Chicago is a team that has like $30 million. So if they throw 20 at him, he's not going to take 20 and go to Chicago.
If
Now,
I was him, I would absolutely.
Well,
Go
Floon,
get
what do you think?
your
Do
chicken,
you
all
think
of
he
it.
just wants the bag, or do you think he wants to get the bag and win?
At at his age, it's easier to get the
I
back.
don't know him.
I don't think he can.
Yo,
do
can we
know him
stop?
personally.
Hold
I
on.
don't know him personally, but
What happened?
if someone came to me today and said, "Hey, we got job X and it's really good," right? You're gonna have Aaron Rodgers throwing you the ball or Patrick Mahomes throwing you the ball, and you're gonna maybe go to the Super Bowl and it's $10 million just for a year, or you can go here and it's gonna be Justin Fields throwing you the ball, but you get 20 million. I'm like, nah. I'm thinking about it. I'm probably taking the 20 mil personally.
It's an extra 10 mil. Like,
Bro,
I'm not
if
gonna
I
lie.
already got 50 in the
We
bank,
can say what we want,
then
but
It's
you
not like
see an
it's
extra
$3 million.
10 mil
Right? I'm not saying it's free. It's literally double. It's 20 million versus
That's what I'm
10.
saying. We can
Man,
say
don't
what
take
we
$2
want.
raise. You
If
think
I
they're
see
gonna
an
take
extra
10
10 mil on the
extra?
contract,
And listen,
I'm gonna
Taking the
look
10
at
mil
it.
because I can still make a lot when you go to the playoffs, get the playoff checks.
No, but Trent.
Nah,
I'm
Trent,
not
nah,
disagreeing
bro.
with that, Trent. But you
I
gotta
get what y'all
understand.
saying,
make up
but
for that,
I'm
bro.
saying though, because like me,
well, listen, with
personally,
Jameis,
a lot of bread, bro.
isn't Jameson Williams suspended for like 6 or 8 games because of gambling?
yeah.
Well, hey, Detroit has $20 million. Jared Goff's
I think
good.
Detroit need to focus
He's
on
not great,
defense,
but he's
man.
good. They play indoors. Maybe I'm taking 20 million from Detroit.
I think they need to take some money to their defense, Detroit. Try to get it. They got enough on offense, I think.
Hey, so throughout this entire process, the Bills have been talked about ad nauseum as a link to this, and he has literally put out a whole list of dudes that he would love to play with. So I'm wondering, what's their cap situation?
1.49.
Oh, okay, cool. So they
Von Miller took all the money.
They can
They
could trade, they could cut, there's things they can do to create.
I think it's a need for the Bills to get.
By the way, man, like a lot of this stuff is possible because I've seen Saints, bro. I've seen Saints.
Oh yeah, you can always make it work.
Yeah, the Saints are cap guys.
But the thing is, you can make it work. But if you do, it's either you have players on your team who are going to make cap friendly restructures, right? And sometimes that happens. Other times you see teams make cuts or trades of players, and you're like, why did they trade him? Because now their defensive line stinks, or their secondary's trash now. But they did it because they wanted to bring in someone else, and that doesn't always work.
I think the guys on the Bills, like Von Miller, I think at this point, even though he's already had his Super Bowls, he wanted. If they said, "Hey, yo, Von, you want to restructure that contract so we can bring in D-Hop," I'm fairly confident he'll be like, "Oh, well, I mean, if it's for D-Hop, I can get another one. Hey, I might, maybe, we'll see."
Do it
for D-Hop.
Well, also you have young guys who are maybe like have a year or two left, and they say, hey, yeah, you're scheduled to make, I don't know, $20 million over the next 2 years. We're going to give you 40 over the next 4, but we're going to backload it so that we clear up $5 million, $7 million in space because we want to bring in D-Hop. And they'd be like, oh, okay, that makes sense because, again, in the long run, it'll work for me as long as they, guarantee signing bonus, whatever. That's why I say even the teams with 1 million can make it work. That's why I asked, do you think he's looking for 10 or is he looking for 20? Because 20 is harder to do, obviously.
What Odell got? 15?
Who?
Odell. 15?
Yeah, Odell got 12. No, Odell got
12 plus. He can get to 15.
No, he got 6. Yeah, 15 or 16. 15 or 16.
Like I said, I could see the 10 to 12 range, like 1 year.
Or you think he's going to take significantly less?
I don't think it's going to be that much.
Beggars are not choosers. There's a reason.
He's not a beggar, though.
He's not a beggar at all.
He's not a beggar.
You think he's
what
begging?
are we talking
You think
about?
teams
We'll let the market
teams are
decide
lining
that,
up for
won't
him?
we? Well, let me ask you guys this: why don't you think any teams they couldn't find any suitors because it's just his contract? It was
just his contract because it's 22 million and nobody wanted to pay that.
If they trade, they got to pay the 22 million, which they figure they can get him for cheaper, and they got to give up probably a draft pick or 2
or a player, whatever the case.
Why not?
So why not wait till he becomes a free agent and I could possibly get him for cheaper?
Yeah,
and I ain't got to lose nobody in the process.
Get him for 15 and not have to give up a draft pick. Yeah, I'd definitely do that.
Also, OJ, the thing about it is the reason why that entire situation went to hell is because usually when you're trying to get a guy out, you still have to fake like homeboy wants to be here. The moment the dude that you're trying to trade is like, yeah, I ain't trying to be here, like to hell with this,
all the leverage
out of here, it's over with. So if you keep trying to ask for anything that's like anything that's equivalent, the rest of the NFL is gonna look at you and be like, he don't want to be here. I ain't giving you nothing unless it's a steal, basically.
Yeah.
They're gonna force your hand and be like, oh, okay, cool. Take this cap hit, and then I'm gonna sign him for about $6 million less, and you get nothing. Because I'd much rather
I keep my draft picks. I think that's huge. I keep my draft picks.
Yes. Like I keep my draft picks and I don't have to play fair with you.
Can we stop with this?
Yeah.
OJ, I disagree with you a lot. And the Keenan Allen take is one that I'm like, yo, bro. Number one, like I get what you it seems
You're high on Keenan Allen, Dub?
You're harping very much on the guy being 29 and 30 years old. Keenan Allen was battling through a hammy injury through last season, which is why he didn't have the same burst as he had before. That's why he was struggling a bit. Now, DeAndre Hopkins is at the age of 30. Just newsflash for everybody. There's a lot of receivers that had great years at the age of 30, even after the age of 30. So it's like DeAndre Hopkins is not like, oh, we got to worry him because he actually turned the age of 30. No, Marvin Harrison balled out at the age of 30. Steve Nis balled out after the age of 30. Calvin Johnson still had 1,200 yards at the age of 30. Brandon Marshall had, I think, 1,500 yards after the age of 30.
Hey, can I also add on something to that too, Dub, real quick? Just real quick. I know I just got here. But look, the reason why you can add on to that, because D-Hop game never was predicated on something that was defined by age, which is speed and his quickness. It was never that. His game was always something predicated by his hands, how well he catch the ball. Your hands is something that gets better with time. So, like, as he's an older player, that's never going to go nowhere. If anything, his catching should get better. He never created separation like that throughout his career. So if you worried about him creating separation, I mean, that was never his game. You know what I'm saying? His game was making difficult catches in traffic, which he did that. So, I mean, shit.
So that's better. That's better to prolong your career. So it's like
the only thing.
But I have a question for you, Dub. If you're the Chargers and they offer, like, you hypothetically a trade for D-Hop, just you take D-Hop, we'll take Keenan Allen. You're gonna reject that? I'm not rejecting that.
I think
over Keenan Allen is fine.
Yeah, D-Hop's just a better receiver than Keenan Allen.
I wouldn't trade Keenan. I trade that boy Mike Will. Get him.
I would get him up out of there too. I think the Chargers would love to have D-Hop there because now I don't think Mike Will that good. But number two, now you got two guys who you could just throw that thing up to, and you still got Keenan Allen, where now he doesn't have to do as much as he was before because now.
And they started
he's
putting
attacking crazy in the slot.
The question is, what was the point of you spending the first round pick on Quentin Johnson? Because that's what it is now.
Yes.
That's why they're not going to go get him. So he might as well like the Bills or something. Because the Chargers not going to go for him. You just drafted a receiver.
What teams everybody said?
I said it's so much need for the Bills. Like
I said the Jets. I like him at the Jets, bro.
I think it's the Bills. So much need.
I think the Chiefs, but based on Fluent was saying and everything else, I think the Jets realistically makes the most sense. But for me, I still think the Chiefs, man. But
I think
y'all don't like Cleveland.
Cleveland don't have the money to
Hear
pay
me out.
Deshaun Watson is a question mark for me.
This is why I think Cleveland. He reunite with Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson had a dog year. That 1 year he had with D-Hop. D-Hop had like 1,500 yards. Finally, somebody force fed him. Amari Cooper, we saw Amari Cooper for what? How long is this? We might as well say 10 years, right? We saw Amari Cooper for 10 years. He really not no receiver one, but D-Hop is. D-Hop at 30 can go over there and be the receiver one for 1 or 2 years. By that time, it's time for some more receivers to come out the draft. Ship them boys on out. You could probably say Amari Cooper or whatever, whoever you want to keep. It don't matter. But if you think about it, the time is now. You see what I'm saying? It's time to really pay that boy. That $1 million contract with Deshaun Watson over with. That $1 million contract what they paid him this past year, that's over with. So now they can start paying him real V-Bucks.
Hey, Bam, but who gonna, like, if he ain't really have no trade suitors now, who you think gonna want him in 2 years at 32?
But when I'm talking about go over to Cleveland.
I know, but you said after 2 years, get him out of there. So how you
I'm just saying, bro, you know how the NFL is. I'm just saying, get him over there for 2 years. Get him over there for 2 years. Do whatever. I feel like they can make noise. D-Hop and Amari Cooper. Y'all would be a fool if you think that
noise. If you're the Cleveland, I can see
Cleveland has.
But if you're Deshaun Watson, I'm sorry. If you're D-Hop, To me, there's a question mark with Deshaun Watson. I mean, I'm gonna wait and see before I make any declaration.
But he might.
I'm not gonna hold you.
He might like
D
Deshaun
go
Watson.
back with
We don't know.
Deshaun Watson, bro. I'm for sure confident Deshaun Watson going back to his board because he gonna have a familiar weapon that he knows that he's been with for years. And even though D-Hop or Deshaun Watson, he missed to however long he did, and he was rusty last year. You get him D-Hop over there next to still an elite route runner and Amari Cooper, and they got Elijah Moore coming out the slot. Man, I'm not worried.
And they have $4.5 million in cap space, so they wouldn't have to do too much if he's in that 10 to 12 million range, like you're saying. I think he's going to want more. 10 to 12.
They can rework Denzel Ward's contract. They can rework.
They got 10 million in
contract.
dead. They got 10 million in dead cap that they can't do anything with.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Like I said, at 4.5, it's significantly better situation than like the Chiefs or the Bills, right? They can make it work better.
Yeah, that would probably be a sleeper.
Yeah, I never thought of Cleveland. That's a good one, Bama. Yeah, I like Cleveland a lot.
A good spot, and with Deshaun, even with his up and down play last year after coming off the suspension, the one thing about quarterbacks is 95% of their actual play in terms of whether it goes up and down, a lot of times is literally due to confidence. You know what helps your confidence? Having a receiver on your team that the last time y'all played together, y'all was putting up video game numbers. Like, even if y'all aren't the same guys anymore, you'll feel more comfortable letting that thing rip.
Especially a guy that you've known.
It's familiar.
Yeah.
Facts, Trey.
And you think somebody gonna have confidence after what? How many? He missed 2 seasons or a year?
I mean,
he sat out a year.
He sat out a year. He got suspended. He got suspended. Like 2 years gonna have confidence after 6 games.
Oh yeah, because he was throwing dirt balls.
But they'll look. The confidence will come from familiarity.
Exactly.
Right. They're even if it's not real, that subconscious of we've played together, we've succeeded together. I know what he does. I know how he's going to throw the ball. Look, there's going to be some reacquainting that needs to happen, but that's I didn't even think honestly. I didn't think of Cleveland at all. It didn't even cross my mind. Not a bad one.
Deshaun did say he wants D-Hop too.
And then also too, like coming off a year of not playing football and a suspension, like I don't know what people thought Deshaun Watson was going to be, but he looked pretty much exactly how I thought he would.
You shouldn't have had high hopes.
No, I think we all said it. Like Deshaun's not going to have a good 10 games, whatever he was 6. What did he play? 6 games. It's not going to be good. He's never played with those guys. He doesn't know the offensive system. He doesn't know. He's never thrown a ball to any of those receivers. Like you can't just walk in and expect him to be who he was. Like that was crazy.
This ain't Madden. But
yeah, exactly.
I don't know, man. I still think he regressed beyond even the low expectations I did. I did, man. And what I mean by that is basic like route patterns. Okay, I get you don't understand the system, but if you know this slot receiver is gonna do a slant, get the ball to him. At that point, it's easy peasies, man. You know what I mean? Like
it's not nearly as easy as you're saying it is.
No, but I'm judging him based on plays that all things held equal. Like you should make that pass, bro. Like
okay, so let me ask you, OJ.
It was below my low expectations.
Let me ask you because that's why I bring up the point about not knowing. It's not just the system, but not knowing the players. Do you not think you say something as simple as a slant, but a slant is very, very much timing. Right. And if you don't know your receiver's speed getting into that cut, into that slant, and your arm, you haven't thrown in a long time.
Didn't he have a full training camp?
No.
He wasn't allowed to.
No, he wasn't allowed. Remember, so that's what I'm saying. So the timing's off. His arm is off. Like his arm, he's probably in his head. Take it from me as an old guy. My head says I can do stuff as I'm shooting. I'm like, my body can't do that no more. But you don't realize it until you're out there doing it. And you're like, oh. So that's why I say that first year he doesn't know there's no time to get that timing, that practice, and then he's having to adjust because his body is different in 2 years. And now that's why I said one of the points I made was he's never thrown a ball to any of those receivers. And that's not easy, but you're talking just a slant route. What about like option routes? You don't know if we're on the same page. Like I see the defense a certain way and I think you're going to turn it into a fade, but you see it something different and you cut off the route and you're like, oh shit, now I've overthrown him. Like they don't they might not have that connection yet to understand.
Especially
This is what I
because-
see. This is what I'm thinking.
So it's
What do you see? Are you
unfair,
thinking the same thing?
Especially because during the year, like once I think he played a couple preseason games, but he wasn't allowed at the facility. He wasn't
Yeah.
allowed to
Yeah.
practice with any of these dudes, and it was like 10 games. I think he started.
Don't
at 6.
forget, they had to
And then
take him
they
out of the
upped it to
city
10.
of Cleveland because when he signed, they had a massage therapy convention there. Like they had to keep him out of the whole state.
Yeah, so like
That's crazy. That's
Hey,
crazy.
man, come on,
It's
fool.
true. It was true.
Oh, man.
I don't know, man. I hear
I
you
think
guys,
it's time
man,
to be
but
right with Amari.
at
Because
the end of the
Amari,
day, 38 QBR, man.
Amari do a lot
I-
of line scrimmage and stuff like that. I think that
mean-
probably threw him off a little bit too.
again, he had a year off and he didn't get to practice with guys. You
Dude,
can't just go
2
out
years.
there with guys you don't know and just start balling. Like
30,
Wasn't
I
it 2 years?
get that,
2
man,
years.
but 38 QBR, bro. I'm just not. He went lower than my little expectations. I don't.
what
think
was
my
Zach Wilson's QBR? Because he had OTAs, training camp, and all that with him. What was Zach Wilson's QBR? He had 2 years in the same system with practice and all that. Hey, what's his QBR?
So strange.
You know what Zach
Doug,
Wilson
ask
was
that
busy
question.
Let me get some super chats out the way for everyone. That was a great question, right?
That was.
As a Cowboys fan, I'm done with Dak and Jerry from Ahmed. I appreciate you. I've been done with them ever since I found out about them.
Hmm.
Andrew Carr. My
Is
bad,
that-
Floyd.
can I just on that, Zach? Can you go back to the Dallas Cowboys? Because I just got to ask a question. I saw a clip, and I don't know if it's real or fake, and it might be old, but I just saw it where Jerry said, "Our drafting is good, like our player, our personnel, our GM is fine. It's our coaching that needs work." Did you all see this?
When
I
was
didn't
this?
see that.
Was that?
I'm asked. I didn't. If no one saw it, maybe it's new.
No, they ain't make news. I'm surprised. They ain't.
I think I have it. Huh.
Oh, he did say that. Yeah, I remember that. He did say that.
Wow.
Wait, this was this off season?
Our coaching is the problem. Oh.
He says GM is not our problem, coaching is. So I didn't know if that was old or not. Clearly, he was trying to say it
Well,
as
I
a
mean-
joke, but
We got Jimmy
Nah.
Johnson, look, bro. So
Hey, you know Jerry ain't gonna blame his babies, especially if he drafts you. Boy, he gonna go death with you.
Andrew Carr, did he say he'd be up for playing with Lamar? DeAndre Hopkins did say that 100%.
How did you read that?
What happened? What I say?
That wasn't a question.
It did. It was.
He did say he'd be up for playing with Lamar.
it wasn't a question.
Yeah, because you were like,
He did
didn't
say
he say?
he'd be
You
playing up
were
with
like, didn't
Lamar.
he say he'd be up?
He
for playing
did
with
say
Lamar?
he'd be playing up with Lamar.
Oh,
He
okay,
did.
whatever.
You have to accentuate the did.
Yeah, it's whatever.
Don't turn into Ron now. Read these super chats.
Ron is terrible, but I'm not that great either. I'm not even gonna hold you. But Shane Howard with a super chat. Hey fellas, me and my brother had a huge debate today on who's the better wide receiver, Larry Fitz or Calvin Johnson.
oh my
P.S.
goodness.
I was pro Larry, but what's your guys' take?
I'm pro Calvin.
Larry Fitzgerald is one of the most overrated players in the NFL history, bro.
Wow.
But we're not gonna talk about that.
Don't you like?
I
That
wouldn't-
comparison-
Before y'all
Don't
get
stop
ignorant like
with
this, before y'all get ignorant like this, real quick, can I just say this, bro? Let me say this legit take, bro, before I let this nigga get ignorant. If you want to go with result, you will like Larry Fitzgerald. But if you want to go with athleticism, it's easily Calvin Johnson, bro. That's it.
Hey,
Straight up like that.
Hey,
That
Bama.
man only had like he had more tackles than drops throughout his career. If you talk about receiver, like
Thank
that's the epitome of a receiver, bro. Like
You
what?
talk about Larry?
Yeah.
Larry, more
Yeah.
tackles than drops.
Larry,
That's
aka Karl
insane.
Malone.
Hey, bro, I'm not gonna
What?
lie, bro.
All right.
Hey, Bama, you know what really? Hey, you know what really like put like? I think Larry had a good NFL career, but I think what really put him on the map is when he came out of Pittsburgh. That's one of the best college receivers they ever do it
Oh,
coming
yeah.
out of Pittsburgh. Bro.
Ever do it? That boy got on the front.
He
cover
was
of the
ridiculous,
video,
bro. It's all you know.
Ridiculous.
Hey, you know how like basketball carry over to like from basketball and do your college and your pros.
Yes.
If Larry's was college and pros, he'll be considered the best receiver ever.
Hey,
Dog.
tell him, Cruiser. They
Bro,
don't know how dog that
it was
boy was.
different, dog.
That
Yo,
back
so-
pylon fade.
Overrated.
that boy was
How no?
I'm about to ask it. Trent. Hold on, give me 1 second, because I do need him to explain that. Did you say that? So you saying that Larry Fitz is the Karl Malone of the NFL?
I
Yo,
did.
Yo.
What you mean, yo?
So
Go ahead, OJ. Explain it.
So
Yeah,
Karl
explain it.
Malone is almost like the epitome of consistency and playing at a pretty high level, which Larry Fitzgerald did. So you guys automatically took it as a diss. But where the diss does come in is like, we're not excited about Karl Malone at the end of the day. Like, my issue with Larry Fitzgerald, by the way, one of the greatest players, forget players in general, is how many times people put him top 5 all time. Like, people whose opinion I respect. And to me, he's definitely not top 5 all time.
Is he top 10?
That's why I have him overrated. Yeah, he's probably top 10. But
So where do
overrated
you
doesn't
have him?
suck.
So if he's top 10, where do you have him?
Man, he's probably 10 through 8. Closer to the 8, 9.
So hold on. Just hear me out then. So if he's 8, 9, or 10, and some people, not everyone, but some have him at 5. I've never heard him higher than 5. So from 5 to 8, how does that make him the most overrated NFL player ever?
No, I didn't say the most. The most is like,
yes, you did.
Like Brett Favre. I said he's one of the most. I did not say the most.
I'm gonna rewind the tape because I'm pretty sure he's the most overrated player ever.
Go back to my old videos. I'm consistent, bro. Brett Favre, Joe Namath.
So 3 spots to you makes him even one of the most overrated?
100%. Of course.
3 spots?
Yeah.
Wait, that's what one of.
But here's the thing, though. When I think about it, Fluent, you say 3 spots as if that's nothing, but we're talking about the top 10 of all time, right? So if you're talking about like Terry Bradshaw, another guy super overrated, but no one thinks Terry Bradshaw is like that anyhow, but he's still overrated. It's just on a lower level. But because Larry Fitzgerald, like he's the only one in the top 10 people regard him like how he does. And part of it's because he's such a nice guy. And so they factor that.
That's not true. That's
How
nasty as hell.
For me, I think 1, I have confirmation you did say most. 2, you can check out Brendan from the block. Ben checked it out. I trust Ben. He's not.
That's cat, bro.
And 2, I'm like in most sports. I think when you're talking about the number 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 players, they're almost often interchangeable. So that's why I struggle. My only issue is when you said he was the most overrated, because I know guys that people rate them top 10 and they're not top 20, or they rate them like 50th.
I hear a lot of people saying
20.
like he's top 5, and some people saying as high as he's top 3. Although that one,
I've never heard top 3. Top 3's top 3's crazy.
Hold on, wait. I'm gonna say this because no.
I want y'all to. Are y'all gonna send him to hell or no?
Let me get what makes you take this off, because Fluent said he's never met anyone who said Larry's higher than 5.
Yeah, no.
I have him at 3.
You have him at 3?
Yes, I do.
My point exactly.
I mean,
Fluent,
exactly.
Well, then that's who OJ's talking to.
There you go.
All right, hold on.
There you go.
Who is he better than? Who is the top 3? Who is he better than?
Now tell us why he's 3. Go ahead. Tell us why he's better than.
I just need to hear 1 through 4.
What do I always say? What's the number 1 job of a receiver?
Hands, and we are
100.
So can I hear 1 through 4?
Huh? 1 through 4? Randy Moss, Jerry Rice,
Larry Fitz
is not better. Yes, I have him over T.O. Yes, I have
him over T.O. Of course. There you go.
Yes,
so you have him over T.O. and Megatron. So you're with the other guy who's
I see what OJ is saying now,
bro.
but she's Trey.
I got it.
He ain't better than T.O.
Trent. Okay.
Come on, dog.
Trent,
Hey,
you know how
just
You
because
guys
of
are
his
gonna call me
hands.
crazy,
Because of
bro.
his hands, that's the only reason.
Give me Antonio
I
over him,
loved
bro.
T.O. growing up, but going back and watching him,
I might take Antonio over him, bro.
I might too.
I might too.
Antonio Brown over Larry Fitzgerald.
I might.
That's not crazy. That's not crazy.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's
not
not
him.
I might.
That is a bit wild. I'm not even gonna.
Antonio over Larry is not that
I might.
crazy.
It's not crazy.
Is
at all.
Julio?
It's not that crazy.
Is Julio
Are you
over Larry
crazy?
too?
Dude, hold on a sec. Hold on. Let me
If
say something
somebody
to you
said
guys.
Julio, I wouldn't.
Let me say something to you
I
guys.
mean, I think
For the better
I'm
part
not
of
doing an AB Julio conversation.
for the better part of
No,
5
Julio
to
over
7 years,
Larry.
AB dominated the league. Now, some of those years, it was back and forth between him and Julio.
Yes,
but
hell.
AB dominated the league for a better part of 5 to 7 years, bro. Larry Fitzgerald might have been the best receiver in the league maybe 1 year. Maybe. What are we talking about?
That's true. He played with.
What are we talking about?
He played with a bunch of bums until they fucking finally got him got him Kurt Warner.
No disagreements, but so did what's his name? D-Hop, right? Who are the quarterbacks?
He still put up numbers.
Yeah, my point exactly. That you're arguing my point. He still put up numbers.
From the moment Larry Fitzgerald got into the league, this dude was an absolute monster. You can literally put Sage Rosenfeld back there. He would.
I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing with you.
I just want to throw out a random name. Where do you have Chris Carter?
Ooh, I'd probably say 5.
5?
Yeah.
Well, you really okay? So he's consistent with his hands. He's consistent with his hands.
Bro, you guys have to understand something with the hands thing. Yeah, he has hands, bro. But the difference between his hands and Randy Moss's hands and Marvin Harrison's hands and DeAndre Hopkins, no, I'm not gonna put him there yet. But
no, DeAndre Hopkins are up there.
Why you put Marvin Harrison and say you're not gonna put D-Hop?
No, not yet. But the difference is not that big, bro. We're acting like, oh, I hear the stats all the time. He has more. What is it? Drop passes than tackles or whatever. Like I hear that all the time. Passes. I mean, cool, bro.
But I mean, shit. Now you can't say cool, but that's elite hands, bro.
He's elite, but the difference is not that much from the other.
He's a receiver that played for almost 14 years. If you're a receiver, bro, for 15 years, and you have more if you have more tackles than drops,
nice, bro.
What are you talking about?
That if you have more tackles than drops, that means you're a great tackler.
He's a receiver.
He was a receiver.
Oh my god,
guys, he's nice. I'm not arguing that he's nice, but what is the difference between his hands and the hands of like Randy Moss, for instance? The difference is not crazy.
He doesn't have better hands than Randy Moss.
When they go over,
Randy Moss.
He doesn't have. Well, you talking about Randy Moss?
He doesn't have better hands than Chris Carter.
Bro,
I just
honestly,
a lot more goes into wide receiver than
bro,
Justin.
I like AB's hands more than I like Fitzgerald's hands.
Relax.
Ooh, you a fool. You
Relax,
a fool.
bro.
You like that?
You know who Jerry Rice? You know who Jerry Rice said had the greatest hands of all time of any wide receiver ever?
Tim?
Chris Carter.
But what that means?
Yes, a miss.
I mean, like.
Y'all boys don't remember when they was throwing that boy Larry Fitzgerald jump balls at Pittsburgh.
Man, so his contested catching was crazy.
The quarterback really make a difference, bro, because like if he just would have got force fit, oh man, y'all boys really sleep on that.
And he played with Bolden. People forget that he played with Bolden.
Yeah.
Did he?
G-Baby, wake up.
Didn't he play with Kurt Warner for a little bit? And
I just want to be clear. I just want to be clear. So you got Jerry Rice. Randy Moss, Jerry Rice, Larry Fitzgerald. Who's 4? T.O., Chris Carter.
Yes.
Listen, man, whenever he says T.O., bro, look at his face. He don't believe it, bro.
He doesn't like it. He doesn't.
You don't believe he's like T.O.
Because that's the thing. I don't know. That's the thing. T.O. bothers me because as a kid, before I really got into football and I was just watching it as a fan, I love T.O.
Right.
And then as I go back and watch him, the one thing about that dude's game that will never not bother me, drops. That's it.
I'm biased. First,
so why
I'm biased from anybody from
why you like Jamar Chase so much?
Can I tell you guys one of my issues?
So why you like Jamar Chase so much if drops bother you so much?
Yeah, that don't make sense, Trey.
Wait.
By the way, drops is one of the most dumbest stat in the NFL. I'm not gonna get into it, bro. But Keenan Allen, bro. Keenan Allen was like, I think 2 years ago he was like second in drops.
OJ, you're right. OJ, you're right. But he said one thing that bothered me about T.O. was his drops, and I'm like, but you love Jamar Chase, and he dropped the ball a lot too.
That's fair.
Jamar Chase.
That's fair.
I do not have Jamar Chase as like a top 3 receiver. No, I don't.
You have him what, 4?
Like he's probably like 5 or 6 somewhere.
No,
around.
You got Cooper. You got him better than Cooper Kupp.
Ooh,
no, I don't.
That's crazy.
No, that's Trent. That's
no,
Trent.
Oh, that was Trent. Oh,
why are you?
By the way,
I thought they agreed.
No. They definitely agreed. He's just I don't know.
Please don't ever get this messed up. I'm always the Cooper Kupp guy here.
Okay.
Your cup runs over.
Yo, your Superman case right now is
crazy. This is the last thing I'll say with this Jerry Rice thing. No, I'm sorry, not Jerry Rice, but Larry Fitz. And really to defend T.O. a little bit. And one of my issues with again, I get it. He had bad quarterbacks, but it is what it is. I'm not going to play the hypothetical. I'm going to play what actually happened. And at the end of the day, T.O. was such a massive home run threat. Like the way that defenses had to prepare for the Eagles offense in general. And he dominated the league, bro. To me, Fitzgerald never dominated the league like some of those guys did. And again, you're right. Part of it is his quarterback, but it is what it is, right?
Hey, OJ, can I ask you something, bro? Can I ask you something, OJ?
Yeah,
You only saying Larry Fitz is overrated because the way you rank him?
Excuse me?
Are you only saying OJ is overrated because where people rank him?
OJ?
I said OJ. Larry Fitzgerald, my fault.
He said, OJ, do you only think he's overrated?
I thought he was trying to say I'm overrated as a.
No, you only think Larry
overrated.
Fitzgerald's overrated because the way people rank him?
Mostly, yes.
You can say that for you can say that for a lot of all-time wide receivers, though.
No. My issue is I'm looking at consensus. When I see a lot of people doing it, it's almost like a trendy thing to say that. That's where I get like, whatever. Because at the end of the day, bro,
I didn't hear. And again, that's why I stood up when you said it, because I haven't heard a lot of people have him top 5. Top 10,
I got him at 5.
which I think he is.
I got him at 5, but
You have him at 5? Yeah, that's the highest I've heard of him. Up until your brother.
Wait. Floyd, you put him top 5.
No, I don't. I don't have him top 5.
Yes, you have.
Do I have him top 5? I don't think so.
I remember last year you said one of the most underrated guys is Larry Fitz. I remember.
I agree. Yeah,
you having him around the 5 or 6 range.
Yeah, maybe that's 6. I think I have him 6. I have to check my list.
I think I made a video about that, Floyd. I remember you caping for Larry Fitz, so I'm very surprised at you for not telling OJ giving him any of the burner. Because I think it's ridiculous on everything he's saying, and the fact nobody's up here trying to get on him for it, I think it's asinine. Because number one, a guy in Larry Fitz who's as complete as a wide receiver as he is, the home run threat, a lot of people can have that over him, which is fine. But the route running, the hands, the consistency, and I think I have been reevaluating my list because I am going to start rewarding these NFL guys where their careers are shorter than even NBA players. We need to start putting stock in longevity because the fact that he was able to play for how many years did he play for? Almost
15.
15?
Like 15, 14.
15, 14 years. And out of those years, he had like 10 years as a 10 or like 11 years, 1,000 yards plus. Bruh.
Mike Evans,
the dude is an animal.
Come on, bro. Don't.
He ain't no Mike Evans.
That's why I started. That's why I started with most overrated ever was crazy. And then 2, that's why I asked him where he had him ranked because he had him at 8. And for me, when you say I had him at 5, I didn't think I think maybe I had him at 6, but that's why I said 5, 6, 7, 8. I think they're really interchangeable. So I understand where someone could just, depending on what they think is the most important.
And you said Mike Evans. Mike Evans ain't never been Larry Fitzgerald.
He's never been a top 5 receiver.
No. He's never been Larry Fitzgerald.
I only said Mike Evans because someone said his consecutive years of 1,000 yards. That's why.
Oh, okay.
Oh man, Mike. No man, Mike too. Mike route. So sorry.
I need to hear about.
If you would have said Larry Fitzgerald isn't top 10, isn't top 15, different conversation.
I don't know. No, he said and word. I find it crazy. How people have him top 5. What's so crazy about that? What about his game? I don't understand what's crazy about his game.
Route runner, elite hands. Like, what you gonna do?
Is that question for me?
Yeah, he's a physical specimen. He has great hands, great route runner, amazing jump ball.
Dub, I don't disagree with that. It's just there's other people I put on top of him though. It's not a slight on him. You know what I'm saying? You're right about those things.
Mm-hmm. You called him overrated, fam.
Yeah, but the thing is, the main reason, but OJ, the main reason you said that though is because where people rank him. If somebody ranks Marvin Harris in the top 3, of course he's gonna be overrated. That's just any receiver.
But here's the thing though. But Trey, while you're telling me the justification I use for that is the same that all you guys use, bro. You say people overrated based on what you hear, how media portrays them and how your peers portrays them. That's how. And you're like, wait a minute, too many people think X. It's not really X, it's Y. That's why I'm doing the same thing. Except really it's probably just TikTok. So maybe I need to broaden what I consume in sports media.
You need to take a break from TikTok. We prove people on TikTok seem cool, and then when they see real people, they're not so cool.
God. Hey, Floyd, why not be that man like that today?
It got
God,
real bad.
they killed
It got
everyone,
real
man.
bad for B Smooth today. The
Yeah, I saw that.
TikTokers are in shambles, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
You do not want the when the Avengers all come together. It's end game.
Bro, you guys, hold on.
Y'all
What
wrong
happened?
for
Flo?
frying
You guys
for
are
30 minutes
listening to
straight.
somebody?
Have you ever heard this dude named B Smooth?
Yeah, he said Jalen Brown was
Oh, you didn't see it? Oh, you should go. You should go back and watch it.
On
y'all
TikTok,
watch
Whose
today's
account is it on?
We won't do it justice.
it's on the panel.
On the
If y'all
panel.
watch today's panel, literally they fried him for 30 minutes straight. I've never seen that before in my life.
Wait, what did they say?
And everyone was taking turns on.
Everybody was just taking turns, taking
He said,
chill.
he said Jalen Brown can do what Jimmy Bucket. If you remove Jimmy Buckets, Jalen Brown can do that. They said if he said you put Jalen Brown on any team in the NBA and just give him the ball, he could be like Luka. He was saying some crazy stuff, bro. But he can't dribble.
8 turnovers. He can't dribble with his left hand.
Bro.
He's a worse version of Clyde, but
What? Well. When you put them like this, you know, that's what he kept trying to do every time. But I'm gonna read off some super chats though. That dump truck he carrying ain't over.
Oh Jesus!
Hey, yo,
That's from Angie Carr. So she's fine with saying that.
that's crazy.
Oh my god.
Man, that ain't nothing crazy. She like what she see, bro. We like booty too. Like what we talking about? Love the shit.
Just
Love the
Kyle Lowry, it's out of nowhere.
Hella cakes, bro. Hella cakes.
Love the show, guys. We were there 2 years in a row, and this bum Dak does the same shit. Who takes the blame? Kellen Moore, who had this offense number one.
both mid.
I mean,
but
Dak.
Both.
Both.
The answer is yes.
Because when they played the 49ers, bro, they was just running Madden routes, bro. They was just running straight. What's a short spacing? That's literally all they was running the whole game, bro.
You guys, okay? Believe that. Watch. I think the Chargers' offense is going to take massive.
It's Justin Herbert. He's leaps and bounds ahead of Dak. He should be. They should.
Yeah, but it's actually going to translate
have
to
that
win.
offense potent.
Yeah, and what's his name? Joe Lombardi was dirt. This should be an upgrade.
Look.
What you mean, Trey?
Oh,
What are you
Trey.
on today?
Trey,
What are you on today, bro?
Oh my
This
God.
man was running all hitches all game on like 4th and 10, 3rd and 12, bro. Like this ain't high school.
Wait,
like,
who?
we run that in high school. All hitch go.
Hey, just to
We're not in middle school.
Just to clarify, who are we talking about here?
Joe Lombardi.
Joe Lombardi.
Oh, I'm not talking about that.
Oh,
Like
Oh,
him, he's not it. There's a reason he's no longer there. My whole thing is this expectation that the Chargers offense is just going to automatically be leaps and bounds better. Like, yes, Kellen Moore is better as an offensive coordinator, but the one thing that I can't stand about watching that dude is that he's got a myriad of plays that are great in a vacuum. He has not figured out how to marry them together. Like, he doesn't call, like, there is no rhythm and rhyme and reason to him calling plays. He doesn't set up anything. He's literally just out there playing Madden with grown-ass men.
so you basically saying he's like Zach Taylor?
Kinda, yeah.
I mean, all I know is it's an upgrade from Joe Lombardi.
It's hard to evaluate coaching though. We got to admit that much, man. Because
It's hard to evaluate it until you're able to get some of that film.
I don't know, man. But even then, what you're seeing is actually not what they're seeing, and what you're seeing is actually not what's happening, though. So I mean, we can't understand the breakdown better than them. So it's just one of those things, man. It's really hard to evaluate, especially.
Man,
like
I don't know. Me personally, I know on
Yeah.
3rd and 12 in the NFL, probably should have run all hitch, but hey, that's just me though. I mean, that's what we run with middle schoolers. So I don't know. Me personally, I'm not calling all hitch across the board on 3rd and 12. That's me, or all curl, whatever it is.
Got you. I'm gonna transition to the next topic, fellas. But before we do that, if it wasn't for that crazy catch at the end of the Super Bowl, Larry would have a ring because of his 64-yard TD in the clutch.
Bro, Larry
One time Big Ben wanted to be clutch.
Yes, that's why he's top 10 all time.
He
Said
top
Antonio
5, bro.
Holmes would ruin all that.
Yeah, he top 5, bro.
Got you. Le'Veon Bell said he would smoke before every game. If they do test for marijuana, should they or should they not continue?
No.
I thought they already said they're gonna, or is that basketball where they said they're gonna stop testing?
I think basketball said they were going to stop. But I don't know if the NFL.
I want to say they've stopped testing in the season.
One of the biggest issues, other than CTE with football players, and if Bam is still around, he can attest to this, is them dealing with injuries. That's why you see so many of them getting addicted to painkillers, right? And what is one of the things that every doctor will tell you is a much better way to help ease the pain is weed. It's weed. God put it on the earth for you and me. Take advantage, man. Take advantage.
A God that you don't believe in.
But see, sometimes
yeah, you keep bringing up God,
and
and I'm like, aren't you an atheist?
No, I'm just using a line from Friday. But the thing is, it's the doctors say it's better. It's obviously less addictive than these painkillers. And I was gonna say all. I use the term all a lot. I don't mean they're all doing it, but a lot of players are doing it already. So I don't.
And not only that, Flo, another thing. So that's the medical side. There's also the psychological side. For a lot of people, it's a really sort of like inexpensive, stress reliever. Like
calms them down.
The mental. And it beats going to the massage parlor too. So
absolutely, yeah. If Deshaun Watson would have done that instead of massages, we'd be good right now. And also, let me ask you: isn't it legal in almost? I don't know. Isn't it legal in almost every state now? Because it's legal everywhere here in Canada.
Okay, but in the NFL though,
hey, I just want to clear this up on air, man. That man didn't get no massages from the women. That boy girlfriend Jilly. Y'all crazy as hell. Stop slandering that boy. They lied on that.
But
that boy Jilly, Jilly 101, boy, on that thing, she got her own money.
But in the NFL though, even though like a lot of states have it legal, is it because the NFL, like, don't they have like they private rules that even though?
Yes, because they're a private company.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So even though it's legal in other states, because the NFL is technically a private company.
The NFL can't tell you it's illegal to smoke weed if it's legal where you are.
But they can still punish you if you do it, though, right?
No, they can't. Well,
that's what I'm asking, because are they not a private?
The answer is no. They can't tell you. They can't tell you it's you can't use weed if it's legal wherever you live. Now, because it's not a performance enhancing drug, so they could do that. It'd be like them telling you can't smoke cigarettes. Because
it's policy, so they can make you follow policy, and smoking weed is one of them. You don't have to do it.
Yeah, it's policy.
It's policy. You could.
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
It wasn't. If you own property here, and if you just
so you can't smoke at the facility, absolutely. But they can't say if you smoke at your own home, and we're gonna test you. They can't do that.
I don't know about that. I need to research that.
Yeah, no,
because then Jones Gordon gets suspended OD over and over 7 times, bro.
But here's the thing, though.
It was illegal then. It was illegal.
Fluent. I'm gonna shut this down. Well, then again, NFL is different. But I know with the NBA, John Morant, like, I'm pretty sure one of the guns it was legally registered to him. But even if it was,
it's all legal. Everything that John did is legal.
No,
but the NBA can suspend for conduct detrimental to
Incorrect. Incorrect. So let me school you on that one a little bit. So the first time he got caught with a gun, it was during NBA activities. And
that's different. I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about the most recent.
Hold on. But because it's important though. So the first time he did it during NBA activities, it's in their bylaws that you cannot do that. Period. It's written, signed contract. There's no way out of it. The second time around, here's the part that we don't know. Here's the part that we don't know. The second time around, they may have said to him, hey, because of this first time, you're on kind of probation. You need to like not be messing around with guns anymore on social media because it's part of our conduct policy. And he may have said, and this part we don't know, may have said, okay, I won't do it. Where it got tricky was he said, that's not my gun. So even in Tennessee, I checked the law here, where it is legal, you don't need a permit to carry a gun. That's if the gun is in a holster or somewhere secure. The second you bring it out, according to Tennessee law, it's considered brandishing a gun, showing it as if I'm going to use it. That is illegal.
Yes.
So
but
he
here's
actually
the thing,
did
though.
break.
But here's the thing, though. This is where, and I'm gonna just shut it all the way down, right? Because at the end of the day, think about what your premise is. Your premise is that you cannot punish an NBA player for doing something legally in their own free time. That was your premise. So for the second one,
No, he did it
regardless of
illegal. It was illegal.
what was illegal?
He's saying
I
it was
punished him
illegal
because he
by
did
flashing the
something
gun
illegal.
because it was
I'm
illegal.
not talking about that.
And he's a
I'm talking
second-time
about your
offender
premise.
who had already been warned for breaking a NBA
Correct.
rule
I'm
in
not
the
talking
contract
about
that
a
he signed.
scenario where what you're doing outside of the NBA is illegal. I'm talking about a scenario where what you're doing would be legal. So let's assume marijuana and it's legal. That's the premise that you said. But I'm saying that the NFL can simply update their conduct policy and say if you do X or smoke or whatever, you'll punish you. It's the same thing.
They could do it, but they'd have to get it through the collective bargaining agreement. And I doubt very highly when every single state says marijuana is legal, they're going to let that one slide.
But the NFLPA is mad weak.
Now they might, but I don't think they will.
So if a guy is out here going to clubs and consistently recording himself getting booty thrown at him, you think that teams are just going to let that rock?
There's nothing wrong with getting booty thrown at. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, won't like that.
Again, you know that NFL or an NBA teams, they're gonna sit here and be like, no, you got to cut this out because this is ridiculous because of their policy.
Yes, and because you're representing their league.
It doesn't look good for our business.
I mean, let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. Urban Meyer, when he was in the club or whatever the case, he got a lot of heat for that.
Because the girl,
and I think he got fired like a couple weeks later.
Married.
If the NBA,
but even then,
he's a coach, and he's a coach.
He's still
that's policy. It's not illegal. It's not policy.
He still works for the NFL. It's morally wrong. Morally,
I see Rupert Kraft with a damn young ass woman out there when they was winning a Super Bowl. You think I care about age? I don't care about age.
He's an owner, not a coach.
But fluent. The thing is, though, even though he was married and morally and the optics are all wrong, it's technically
that's not why they fired him.
That's not why they fired him. But he fired him because
he
a lot of heat for
kicker and he was a horrible coach.
And
he hired a racist as a trainer.
At the end of the day, there was a point in time. There was a point in time due to Allen Iverson where the NBA compelled players to wear a certain thing. You can't wear whatever.
They made a policy and put it into effect. The NFL doesn't, I don't think, have a policy against marijuana. I don't know. I don't think they do.
No, wait, my bad. That's where we started this conversation. We were talking about their policy with marijuana. That's what we're talking about. So that's
your question was, should they make it legal? And I said, yes, they should. They should let everybody smoke whatever they want.
Yes, and then we came into this rabbit hole.
You then added the NFL would never be able to enforce that. There would be nothing that.
Yeah, I don't think, and I still don't think they would. I don't think they'd get it through the CBA. I don't think they'd get it through the CBA.
That's where we disagreed.
Okay,
with an abundance of evidence.
So you know what, NFL players, hire me as your next president of your players association because I'll make sure that you can smoke that whenever you want, wherever you want. On the field.
He's a lifelong Bears fan.
OJ, because he kept adding and adding stuff, and I'm like, bro, I don't know how we're here. Like he said, because your words, my bad, Trey, your exact words was, if you're doing something legal, you can't really enforce nothing like that. That's not true.
It's like I'm comparing marijuana now to alcohol or to cigarettes. It'd be very hard to say you can't smoke cigarettes. It'd be very hard. You could try.
Okay, just to clarify.
You backpedal when you said I said one of the most. No, you said the most overrated. No. Get out of here.
Actually, I went back and rewatched
not only one of the most.
He said one of the most. He said one of the most.
Shut up, baby.
and guess what? I'm gonna make a TikTok about it. And I'm gonna take my time with you saying that I said the most. And
that's what I get for trusting Ben. Ben told me you said the most. Ben, this is on you. That's why you're not up here.
Okay, so just to clarify,
Carolina, we just
the rule, the current status on this for the NFL is they can do it during the off season.
During the off season,
they test in season.
They test in season for marijuana.
Yes.
And it's in their policy because it's illegal or because they don't want their players using it.
Right now,
or because of the image of the league.
Because they still have the ability to say, "Hey, we're a private company. Since you work for us, you cannot do X, Y, and Z."
Okay, so it's still there. So the CBA, that you guys, Players Association, get to work. Make it legal.
I just got one.
Make it okay.
There's some things the NFL can do to thwart the NFLPA, right?
I just got one real solid question for y'all boys, though, and I just want to know: Chat, y'all can answer this too. College athletes and above, though. So during the season, y'all don't give up the dope. Y'all don't stop smoking the dope for the season. Like y'all ain't them type of athletes. Like
I'm not. When we was in
I'm
college,
drug free.
They smoked all year.
Yeah,
I ain't see nobody stopping
You're
during the
muted, by
season.
the way.
I mean, shit, you gotta sacrifice something for the better good of the. I don't know, man. Maybe I was different.
I don't.
I know
of course,
first when I drafted,
I know teams. Bro, people do it all year, bro.
I feel it. You
Every
right,
day.
but I'm just like shit. I don't know, bro. Like I feel like shit, bro. Ain't nothing wrong giving the dope up for the season.
I don't think there's anything wrong with
focus
that
up.
either.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy,
Go on, focus up, man. Go on, focus up, blood. Just focus up, bro.
I think it distracts more than it helps, in my opinion. But
Cause I get what you saying, like it do help heal, but shit, bro, them boys be smoking big blunts.
Them boys ain't thinking about healing.
Them boys ain't healing nothing, man. Hey,
Would you rather have Brett Favre addicted to painkillers, or would you have Le'Veon Bell, who smokes a little bit here and there, and when he was performing, still performs? Like,
okay,
you have to choose.
Painkillers don't. The marijuana doesn't like alleviate as much pain as painkillers.
It doesn't, but if you can get addicted to painkillers significally easier than you can.
Oh, that's a different.
Painkillers are also anti-inflammatory. Pot is not.
Smoking recreationally, you can get addicted, my nigga. I'm addicted. I ain't gonna lie.
Any drug.
I'm keeping it a bean, bro. I don't get up here allowing
I'm just saying, Favre looked a lot worse than Le'Veon Bell.
Listen here, Fluent.
Look, all I'm saying is
7 blunts a day.
I understand why certain athletes use it in their routine. Specifically, dudes like Le'Veon Bell playing an impact position, not impact as like importance to the game, but like impact as like the impact that you're gonna take every single day. If I'm him, yeah, if that's how I'm getting through it, I'm smoking before every game. I have to run. I have to run through 300-pound defensive tackles every damn play. I got to take on 245-pound blitzing linebackers. Nah, bro. If I gotta hit this bleezy before I go out there, mind your business.
Yeah, exactly.
Lucy Harvin said the same thing.
I don't see
an issue with it. I don't see an issue with it.
I don't see an issue with it either. I just
I don't see no issue.
He put that bottle up. Playing football drunk is crazy.
Nah. Cause look, that first contact, especially playing first kickoff, that shit sold you all the way up, Jen. Like,
that's a fact.
It's just like to mellow you out to stop the motherfucking nerves. That shit do get nerve wracking, but that first hit sold you all the way up.
Just do a line and get out there, baby.
Oh, now you going too far. Nah, that way to goddamn.
Lawrence Taylor.
I was hovering.
Please stop.
Hey, Ford was out here looking like Lawrence Taylor, talking about we're gonna run out here like a bunch of crazy.
Go get him.
I would like to say, give a shout out to our GOAT members, Comatose, Jeremias, MR, and Avion Plumber. Appreciate you guys for always supporting. On top of that, we have our biggest super chatter of the day, Marky Dan 12-3. Of the 5 QBs D-Hop wants to play with, the Eagles have the most cap space. The Birds also have the best front office and culture in the league. Philly gets him closest to a ring. Salute to the panel. Salute to you, brother.
That is an absolute.
I don't know about everything he said, but hey.
What you mean? What he said?
What
he say?
He said best culture in the league, most cap space, which I think isn't true.
Wow.
Front office, I'll give them because they've been drafting OD the past 2 years.
Boy, been cutting up.
Culture, okay.
Nobody has anything to say to that.
I mean, I just said I don't know if he's being true about all that.
I'm distracted by Monty Williams. I'm sorry.
Baby, when you're saying culture, is that more like you're talking about the fan base, like the toxicity?
I just look. For me, even though yes, they're successful now, they've drafted well, they got all these pieces. Not too long ago, in the not so distant past, we was looking at Philly like, yo, like they got rid of Andy Reid. And we were like, what are you doing? And they got rid of Doug Peterson. We're like, what are you doing? Thankfully, Nick Sirianni and the team they've constructed is working. That's cool. But they got rid of 2 really good head coaches. I think that they shouldn't have got rid of. So I just feel like the culture thing, I don't get what's so funny. I'm sorry.
It's not you. It's not you.
Okay,
It's not you.
okay. I'm sorry. But I just feel like when I look at the whole, like the culture thing as a whole, like not too long ago we was crapping on Philly because we felt like the front office was just, making decisions just out of emotion instead of really thinking. Because again, look at Andy Reid now, and Doug Peterson's back on his feet, clearly living well. So that's just my thing.
What?
Bro, because Quan's archive make it like funny, like I just like,
make sure they making you in the comments, bro.
And then Quan's archive make it no better, bro.
I'll read it.
Someone explain what's going on.
Check, dude. Check, dude. Bottom right. His hairline so far back, hit on someone else. That Quan's off guard. What WTF kind of string? I let it rock, bro, and then I see Bamble laughing. I couldn't hold it. Bro.
Because Quan's archive, bro, he an idiot, bro. Like, I was like, bro, I let it rock. Then I must say, what kind of string?
Hey, WC series comment.
Chat is just like talking regular.
WC series comment.
I didn't have a big ass.
That's crazy.
Boy, I shouldn't have showed her here drunk.
I'm sorry, Trey. That's what the chat does up here, bro. You gotta embrace it.
Nah, that's funny. That's funny as hell. Man, she might look like a diving board.
Y'all boys are cool, nigga.
And then I see OJ peeping. I'm like, oh, it's over. Angie Carr, what is a good year for the Broncos this year? They have to win 10 wins. They have to win 10 wins.
Yeah, you're right.
They have to win 10 wins.
Yeah, they gotta get.
Oh yeah, they have to get 10 wins. Yeah, they have to get 10 wins bare minimum.
Do you think they're getting 10 wins?
I don't think so. In order to have a successful season, I think the bare minimum is they need to have 10 wins.
What they should have did this past season, which was 10 wins.
Yeah, but
that's what they were predicted at.
I don't know. We got to check their schedule. I don't know who they're playing. But I mean,
I don't think they're getting 10 wins regardless.
10 wins is tough in that AFC.
I like Russ. I like Russ to compete.
But I think that defense is
get them at least 3 more wins.
But I'm saying like that defense is still elite, Fluent, because it was elite last. Like I think there was a stat where it's like if they would have just averaged like 4 more points a game, they would have won like 7 more games.
Ridiculous. Yeah, it was
something crazy like that. So I'll put it like this. Russell Wilson, if you suck with Sean Payton as your head coach, bro, nah, bro, you're done. And at that point,
I think Jerry Jeudy gonna have a good year this year.
Y'all waiting for the Sean Payton experience to tell you that a homeboy's cooked. He done.
He lost the locker room.
Hold on.
I think he's done.
Do we have time or no? Do we have time or no?
Let's give him at least another
time for
year.
what, the schedule?
Man.
Yeah, do we have time for the schedule or no?
You let your never mind. Go ahead, Flo.
No.
I was gonna say something. No, I was gonna say something.
You have it in front of you, or you want me to pull it up?
Very.
No, I have it. I have it right in front of me. So they got Vegas. They got Vegas at home.
1.
Commanders at home.
2.
Miami and
Miami. Maybe not.
No, okay, just hold on. Miami in Miami.
You lose.
They lose that one.
Yeah, if 2 was there, you lose.
I hate to say this one because I know what you're all gonna say. They go to Chicago.
Yep.
That's a dub. That's 3.
No, Chicago wins. I got Chicago.
They can win that one. They can win that one.
They host the Jets. The Aaron Rodgers Jets.
Still on the Bears.
I mean, Russell Wilson do always beat Aaron Rodgers, though. I don't know what it is.
Oh my God, he has Seattle, bro.
Okay, hold on. Then they're
got an elite defense in Denver. What you mean?
They're at Kansas City.
Okay, so
they host Green Bay, so that's a win.
They win.
Okay, so we're at 5.
Okay, they host Kansas City.
They're gonna get one versus
I don't know if they split with them.
I agree.
I hope they split, but I don't think they will. I do not.
They'll get one. They'll grab one.
They're at Buffalo.
Nah.
That's very 50-50. That's very 50-50.
What year? I mean, what's the date?
November 13th.
They lose.
You think wait, Buffalo Bills?
This dude Bam was like,
bro, because I don't think Denver is going to be as bad as everybody else is saying.
But okay. So we're at 5 or 6.
No, we're at 5 still.
We're at 5 still. Okay, then they got Minnesota at home.
That can be a win.
It can be a win. I think it's
I'm gonna give them that.
Hold on.
One of those random wins that they shouldn't win.
Hold on. You're gonna count it a win because it's Minnesota in Denver at 6:20 p.m.
Facts. Yeah, that's a dub.
Prime time Sunday night.
That's a dub.
Cousins. All right, then they got Cleveland at home.
I'm gonna give them
50-52.
50-50. I'm gonna give them the one.
Yeah.
Then they're in Houston.
That's a dub.
That's a dub.
Okay.
We had 8.
We're at 8. They're in LA against the Chargers.
They lose.
I think
it's a division game, so
Chargers,
we'll
though.
see.
They're gonna
It's a division game, so we'll see.
Okay.
They're gonna split. That's nice.
They're in Detroit against the Lions,
which they could win.
In Detroit,
I'm gonna give it to the Lions.
I'm gonna give it to Russ.
New England comes to Denver.
Oh yeah, that's 10.
They can beat New England. They can beat
That's 10.
That's 10, and then they got the Chargers at home.
Okay, we
already said split. So.
And then they got the Raiders in Las Vegas.
They can sweep them.
So 10's not crazy. You know what? Their schedule's
11.
light. I think 10's not crazy.
11 wins.
Russ gonna bounce back.
Dub with the dub.
Hey, I seen Russ not sent Sierra back to Atlanta, man.
They don't call him dub.
Nah, it ain't even that though. I had read an article though. That was Russ' first year without his that coach everybody was crying about. That was like his mental health coach, and that dude like actually became a friend of his like throughout the years. He had him since Seattle, and that dude up and died on Russ without telling him. So Russ was like, "Damn, bro,
telling him."
Out of nowhere.
That's such a crazy thing.
You know what? I just nod.
Nah, that shit for real because bro had like some type of
he knew he had cancer.
He knew he
had some type of cancer, bro. And Russ, they didn't tell Russ, like he didn't tell Russ that the doctor gave him a certain timetable to die, and he had cancer or whatever. So they just went on, and then just boom out of nowhere, bro died, and Russ was like, "What the fuck?" And dude actually became like a family member, like where they started like going on trips and stuff together. Like their family was like blended and all of that. So it wasn't just like it was his mental health coach. It was like a brother or something like that. Like, and then bro died. So last year was his first year without him being there by his side. So that shit was really fucking Russ. I mean, it was really messing Russ' head up real bad, bro, to not have dude there. Not only just for the mental health coach, but just like I said, bro, dude became like a real brother to him.
Yeah.
Like, hey, bro, he ain't there.
But I'll still say, Dub, if you could just clip him saying he died without telling him, and then ask if the people if they can answer, should you have to tell someone before he died? You got to do that. You got.
I would have, but I was gonna jump. I was gonna hop on it with you, but I was like,
I know. Then he made it all.
I was like, oh man, my bad.
That'd be
so 10's not ridiculous.
10's not ridiculous.
We got to 11.
And you know what's crazy?
Their schedule's light. Their schedule's light.
Also, too, real talk, because we talk about Russ with Sean Payton. He don't even have to be Russ of old, bro. Because they have an elite defense.
Yes, he does, bro.
No. Trent, relax.
No, he's running for his life.
I'm saying in order for him to win them games with that elite defense, all he really got to do is be an average game manager. Because he was worse than that. Trent. Russell Wilson was a bottom 5 quarterback last year, and if they would have scored average 4 more points a game, they would have had 10 wins.
So you're saying if he was mid,
if he was mid, bro, they would have won like 9-10 games last year.
I see what you're
saying. So I'm saying that's the bare minimum he has to do now because it's Russell Wilson. He should be a lot better. That 1 year should be the anomaly. However, I'm just saying just to win them games, bro.
But we'll see. Maybe that's who Russ is now. We don't know.
I see what you're saying, but that Denver's defense is nice, bro. But it's not Seahawks, Panthers, and old Denver nice, bro.
I'm not saying it's Legion of Boom or no fly zone. I'm not saying it's that, but it's still elite. They still got players over there, and
you gotta remember why they got Russell Wilson, right? They gave up a lot for him. They didn't give him up to be a playoff contending team. They gave him up because they thought their team could have been contending for titles with him.
You're right.
And the fact that I need to, if he's a game manager, we can make the playoffs and not, we're contending for a Super Bowl. That is a huge letdown for the Denver Broncos.
Okay, but Dub, I didn't say like that's what Russ should be. I'm saying that's all he needs to be for them to win games. I agree with you. They got him there to win Super Bowls. So Russell Wilson need to show up. And with Sean Payton, he better. I'm just saying for the sake, because we were talking about their schedule and whether or not it's crazy to win 10 games. All I was stating was if he just plays mid, they can win them games. That's all he got to do just to win them games. I'm not saying
the question was about it being a success for the Broncos. Like, and I don't think it's just them winning 10 games. It's also Russell Wilson. You can't beat this mid-tier fucking quarterback.
No,
that's not who we got you for.
No, I agree with that aspect.
If they win 10, 11 games, get into the playoffs, I think comparatively to last year, that I think that's a success.
And let's be honest, man.
That wasn't their expectation.
Their coach lost them about
that wasn't their expectation 2 years ago when they got Russ. But after last year, the
expectations have changed.
I think they changed.
I think it's changed after
Hell no.
You think you're going to pay and trade somebody like that and it changed in 1 year?
Yeah,
I'm saying I think with Sean Payton coming in, obviously I expect Russell Wilson maybe not to be the same elite Russell Wilson he was, but at the very least go back to being, really, really good.
Yeah, he needs to bounce back to
They're going to have to win.
And I'm saying, and I agree with that part, Trent. The only reason I brought up being mid and still winning them games is because if he was just mid last year, they probably would have made.
But this is a brand new year, though.
That's not going to. You guys are missing my point. I'm not saying, Russell Wilson.
Nobody's
just go back to being mid and into the six.
Broncos country.
But you guys are arguing with me like
we're not arguing.
No, because you keep saying that part. Like, okay, like it's a whole new year. For them to win I'm not gonna hold you. For them to win these 10 games, he has to step up like B. Russ. He has to play like a top 10 quarterback again.
Top 10.
And all I said was this. And I said to win these games.
Division, like
obviously,
G baby. I'm gonna reiterate what I said. In order for their year to be a success, in my opinion, they need to win 10 games, bare minimum. That is the bare minimum. At the same time, Russ, we did not trade for you to be this game managing quarterback. We did not trade for you for that. We traded for you to be a top 10, borderline top 5 quarterback. That's why we got you. So if you're not showing flashes of that, it's still going to be a failure for them. If they win 10 wins and Russell Wilson is not Russell Wilson. That's what's going to define if the season is a success for the Broncos or not.
Yeah.
Not if they just win 10 games.
My biggest thing with this entire situation is it's entirely dependent on whether Russ bounces back. And I think the assumption that he will, even with Sean Payton being his new head coach, it's kind of weird to me that people are just assuming that he's going to bounce back. I think homie's cooked. I said he was slowing down physically, like as an athlete, while the whole let Russ cook thing was going on in Seattle when he was trying to basically push to either get traded or have more control of the offense to where he could throw the ball a lot. Because every time you would watch those last couple of years, go back and watch what the last half of that season looked like. Also, because he's a shorter quarterback, he's like the film and the advanced stats will tell you the middle of the field has never been his friend. He is no longer the athlete that he used to be. And now you're not playing as well. And on top of that, there's an entire portion of the field that you just can't take advantage of because that's not your game because of your physical limitations. So
do you want, listen, if you're Coach Payton, and you see what you have, and listen, he's got to see what he has, and you realize, and again, this depends who Russ is. He's not that same guy. He's not going to be a top 10 quarterback. You don't force him to be like, yo, try to be that guy and lose games. You figure out how we can use him, focus on his strengths, hide his weaknesses, and win games. And if it means, and I'm not saying it does, but if it means him being a game manager, then that's who he has to be. If it means him scrambling and running for his life and trying to be the same guy he used to be, then so be it. You have to do whatever it takes. Don't forget, this is the same different coaching. The same Denver Bronco teams that figured out a way to win and make the playoffs with Tim Tebow. The same team that figured out how to win with noodle arm Peyton Manning when he couldn't throw the ball anymore. Like that's what a real coach does, is he takes what you can do and he doesn't care what you used to be or what you want to be or who says what or what they brought you in for. I don't care what they brought you in for. This is who I have now. This is how you have to play to win. And I think that's the only way they're going to be successful, because if they try to do shit outside of the box, it's not going to work, and they're going to lose, and they're going to be disappointed again.
They did do something outside the box and get him antler spray. They couldn't win with him how he was.
And Sean Payton, it's not like
they had the antler spray that boy up.
And it's not like Sean Payton hasn't, like, the last time he was coaching, he dealt with old, can't push the ball down the field Drew Brees and Taysom Hill.
No,
he'll be fine with Russell Wilson.
Yo, Sean Payton made Jameis Winston look good.
That's true.
Until he got hurt, he was looking good.
It's what I'm saying. So, like, I think it's like Russ, you gotta,
Sean Payton,
something's gotta give.
They'll get Jamal Wood. At the end of the year, I like the way Russ finished the season. Those last 3 games, Russ played tremendously well, man. I think the screen game gonna be good for him. The run game gonna be good for him. Jamal Williams come back. I think I'm gonna give him a chance. I was out on him last year. Huh?
I say you need a quick game.
And Sean Payton, you don't think Sean Payton
gonna get the screens involved and jump like that?
That's what I'm saying. He should.
You know what scares me about that whole quick game thing?
What?
Most of the quick game is performed where?
In the short game?
On the field.
Yeah.
In the middle of the field.
Middle of the field. Yeah. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
His game has never been that, because he's a shorter quarterback. That's literally been, like, even at his peak years, he has never been a guy who takes advantage of the middle of the field well because of what he looks like. He can't change that. Like,
I mean, Brady utilized them 5 and outs though. They could make it.
He's also 6'5".
You're right.
And Drew Brees was 6'2". Like,
I don't know that
6 foot.
it's not about his height, bro.
No, I'm not saying Russell Wilson.
No, he's not lying.
I'm not saying Russell Wilson is Drew Brees, Trent. I'm saying Sean Payton has dealt with a short quarterback for years. I'm pretty sure he can make something work with Russ.
Excellent point, G baby.
Cool beans.
3-0.
Cool beans.
Cool beans.
No, y'all boys, because Drew Brees' whole game is predicated off the intermediate. Like, when you short, like, intermediate and deep got to be your bread and butter. And then Alvin Kamara came, so he started throwing dumps out the backfield.
I mean, he was doing that with Reggie Bush too.
He was throwing slants. He was throwing slants early.
And Pierre Thomas.
So it's
they attacked the middle a lot with Marquise Colston and Jimmy Graham. They did it.
Yeah, but it was a lot of digs. It was a lot of crossers, high crossers, post routes. Like, it's a lot of intermediate stuff, because, like, what Trey was saying, bro, like, that junk is, like, for real. Like, when you, like, up under like 6'1", or I'll probably just say even 6 foot, bro. Y'all don't realize how big them D linemen are. Like, pause. Them boys is 6'7", 6'5". Like, and then they jumping when you know what I'm saying.
And I hear you, Bama, for sure. But I'm saying, even Drew Brees, when he couldn't push the ball down the field, and he literally had to rely on numbers. Them last 2 years, like, granted, Drew Brees, obviously he got the IQ and he's been playing for forever. But even then, like, I feel like with this team that they have now, they still need some other pieces, because I'm not a believer in Courtland Sutton. If it don't work with Jerry Jeudy at this point, I don't know what to say. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of stuff they got to prove, but I just don't see how it can be any worse than what it was last year. Like, I just feel like something's got to give at this point. Like, Sean Payton, as far as we know, is a really great offensive coach and is going to put your guys in the best positions to succeed. And if it don't work at this point, then you got it. Like, Russ is done. But something's got to give at this point. That's all I'm saying.
Cool beans.
Why do you keep saying that?
That's his thing.
Because I feel like it.
Is that your new catch line?
I make a bunch of catch lines, so we'll see. No, it's around the time where we got to find some new ones, so Cool Beans could be one of them. Love y'all guys. Y'all kill me every day, from RJ Hale. Can I get everyone's top 5 teams in the league? Appreciate you, brother, for the support. Top 5 teams in the league right now for me is going to be the Eagles, San Francisco.
In order or just random?
I'm doing random.
Okay.
Chiefs, Bengals, Ravens.
I'm gonna go Kansas City, Bengals, Eagles. I think I'm gonna say the Dolphins and the Bills.
Anybody else?
Mine is Chiefs, Eagles. I think Bills still top 5 team. Did I say Eagles already?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
49ers. I'd probably say Bengals.
So
I take that back. I forgot about San Fran. My fault.
So we got 3 people that have San Fran, yet you guys couldn't even tell me who their starting quarterback is. And even if you did tell me who it is,
you didn't ask that question.
To me, yeah, bro, yeah, bugging with that. But my top 5, I would say.
Couldn't answer the question you didn't ask.
Eagles, Chiefs, Bengals. Damn, bro, I can't think of anyone else in the NFC. Real talk. Honestly, I'm gonna throw in the Saints. I'm gonna throw in the Saints in there. They're gonna be in a historically terrible division. I'll throw in the Saints, and lastly, I don't know. And my 5th one will be the Jets. I'll throw in the Jets.
You could have just named a bunch of AFC teams.
You could have just said AFC because I'm going Kansas City, Cincinnati.
Bro, the Eagles, I gotta respect.
No, I do like the Eagles. You know what? I'm gonna go Baltimore and Detroit, baby. Detroit.
I was just about to say, I'm trying to think of rosters right now. So I'm thinking Kansas City, obviously the Eagles, Baltimore is there, San Fran is there, and I think Detroit is there.
Can I ask one question? Just
the reason I'm picking Detroit.
I'm picking.
There's gonna be a team in the NFC. There's gonna be a team in the NFC because it's so weak. There's so many bad teams. There's going to be a team that's just going to come out of nowhere, or maybe not out of nowhere, but just they're going to go on a run. They're going to get a few bounces go their way, and it's going to be there's going to be one. There always is.
Detroit Saints.
Can I ask just one question for everybody who said Detroit? Y'all think Detroit got a better roster than Duval?
No, but they got an easier conference.
Thank you, G baby. That's my top 5 teams. Is the 5 Hokage. Chiefs, Bengals, Browns, Ravens, Jags.
You lost me at Brown, bro.
Browns.
I'm just saying, if Detroit there, I feel like if we look at roster,
no order, but the Chiefs and the Bengals. Let's see. Chiefs.
I mean, if we put in Detroit, I'm
you
going
can mix
Chiefs.
up where you want to put them last 3, but Ravens, Browns, and Jags.
To your point, G-Baby, to your point, G-Baby, right. They could be a better team, but they're not going to have a better record because they're facing they're going to probably have a tougher schedule. I don't know.
They will. I thought it was top 5 teams though.
What the Browns schedule looking like?
Who knows? Well, I know that they play the Bengals twice and they play the Ravens twice.
I'm just going.
And they're splitting at minimum, with Pittsburgh. So,
bro, Pickett might have a bounce back year this year.
Who?
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
He could be all right. He could be all right.
They'll be at least 9 wins because they're always better than 500 or better.
I'm sleep. That's some outdoor.
It's
smoking a little bit, but it's out.
Shout out to you, N-words. Love from Connecticut.
Is that
the profile picture is really?
Hold on. Let's
really
confirm
throw
his
me off
identity. Because hey, Bam, Puerto Ricans got a pass, right?
What?
Yo,
hey, bro. Put it this way, bro. Whoever want to say that shit can say it at this moment. I don't care. Shit, light it up. Shit.
Machine Gun Kelly, man.
Nah, shit. Whoever around,
he does look Puerto Rican, especially. He does look Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all think I'm Puerto Rican? Wow.
Yeah, they got the pass since what 85, I think.
Whoa,
so, yeah,
that's
me
crazy.
being Puerto Rican is crazy. That is wild.
No. He's talking about AB. He's talking about AB. This guy right here.
The super chat.
He looked like a
that boy like Fat Joe. I ain't gonna lie, he look like Fat Joe. That shit do look.
I was about to say he definitely looked like Fat Joe cousin.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, it is what it is.
It's cool. Anyways, there's other topics we're gonna get into is fraud watch. This for the next upcoming season on who's gonna be on fraud alert, who's not gonna be on fraud alert, quarterback edition, right? So what I'll do is I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 names here. I just want a simple yes or no from one of y'all. So I'm gonna go down the room for one name. So Fluent, the first name I'm gonna go with Josh Allen. Second name I'll go with Cruiser or Justin Herbert, and then we'll work it on from there. All right.
All right, Lamar
Fluent.
Jackson, do it.
So is he a fraud or not? Is that the question?
Fluent
Fraud watch.
for the first guy on fraud watch. Yes or no?
No, Josh Allen's not on fraud watch. No.
Josh
No.
Allen.
No.
Well, shit, I'm trying to edit it. Can you wait for me to say the name?
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
It's cool. It's cool. Josh Allen.
No, not on fraud watch.
Cruiser. Justin Herbert.
No. I'm gonna put him on fraud watch. I'm putting him on fraud watch.
Suspect.
All right. Bama. T-Law.
That's the fifth Hokage. Nah, can't be.
He's more of a shinobi, but
I'm about to say, boy, ain't even past Jonin yet. Y'all doing too much.
Bama, did you say your answer?
I say nah.
You said nah? Bet. Trent. Jalen Hurts.
Don't you?
look at him salivating. He wants to say fraud so bad.
Fraud watch.
Don't
No,
you?
that'd be
He on
crazy.
fraud watch.
Go ahead, Giants fan. Go ahead, Giants fan. Go ahead.
Not even that. I'm saying nah.
No.
Yeah,
Hey,
it hurts.
give me the year.
Can I get a maybe?
Maybe. Maybe.
Oh my God.
OJ.
What to say?
Lamar Jackson.
Of course, I do it.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
He is the biggest fraud I've ever seen in my entire life, and it makes me sick that you guys don't see it.
G baby. Aaron Rodgers.
Oh yeah, he on fraud watch. Yeah.
Hey, I was thinking that too.
Rodgers.
I wouldn't call that fraud watch. That would be old man watch at this.
Yeah, you're right, Trey. You're right.
That's
He a
your
father
After a
time
bad
watch.
year.
Nah.
Trey.
All right.
Justin Fields.
No.
Okay.
No.
Thank you.
Fluent.
Man,
Deshaun-
Justin Fields gonna rush for 1,200 yards this year.
Deshaun Watson.
Ooh,
Deshaun Watson's on fraud watch. He's on watch.
Ooh,
that's
No, you guys gave him every excuse in
Keep
the
your
book
eye on him.
about it, bro.
Keep your eye on it. Cruiser. Geno Smith.
Oh, I wish I got that one.
Oh man, I don't want to do Gino like this, man.
Do it.
Gino, he might be fraud, man.
Hey,
yes. Gino might, I don't want
Yes.
Gino a fraud. Say it.
Yes, man. I laugh at people that he has fooled. Like, we know who he is. He's sure us who he is. A leopard does not change their prints, bro.
No.
Wow. Bama. Oh, wait. Where'd it go?
Oh, you went to Bama already. You skipping Fluent and me.
No.
Oh, no.
Fluent
I
gave
got-
him. Bama. Russell Wilson.
Fraud watch, yeah, just by how
He gotta be,
performed
right?
last year. He gotta be. It's like it's no choice. He gotta be on fraud watch.
I'll say, boy, on the thinnest of ice, he definitely
Man, like fraud, he is the definition of fraud watch next year.
Who we said that fraud watch?
Russell Wilson.
Russell.
Russ got.
I'm gonna add a couple names here. That way I could work around the room. Trent.
Pause.
Jared. Whoa.
Yo,
Trent. Jared Goff.
Hell yeah.
Trent ready for that. Damn, Trent, you gonna do Jared like that?
What?
Jared about to get off this year, man.
Okay.
Better than
OJ.
Kirk Cousins.
OJ.
MC.
Let me see.
Revival Lamar Jackson against says them against so I could kill him.
OJ. Tua.
Two friends.
I haven't seen enough, man. Fraud watch.
G baby.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Kirk.
Yeah, yeah, he on Fraud Watch. Yeah.
Wait, why is Kirk Cousins on Fraud Watch?
He's trolling.
I'm not trolling. He got all the weapons. Hey, he better do something with him. He got Brian Flores as his DC. He better do something.
Man, we don't need to put Kirk Cousins on.
What you mean? Now what you expecting the Vikings to do now? Do you make the Super Bowl?
He got Brian Flores as the DC. I don't want to hear no excuses if they
You'll win the
defense
division.
and Kirk Cousins still selling. That's why he's on Fraud Watch.
He didn't sell last year though, so that's a mute point.
Yes, he did. What
So
do
what
you
point?
mean?
How did he sell?
What kind of point
A
is it?
3-yard check down on 4th and 8.
Same boy.
Okay, you talking
3-yard
about
check down on 4th and
play.
8. That's not
So
selling.
you tell me he sold the Vikings game?
The what?
How did he sell the Vikings game?
Are you really about to tell me he sold the playoff game versus the Giants when who you called Daniel Jones,
Third.
Dak, who everybody on the panel got dotted up by the Vikings defense? And now
3-yard check down on 4th and 8.
he didn't sell the game. Of course, it's a bad decision, but he didn't sell the game.
Did that not solidify the game?
The game was over.
Was it not close the entire time? So it came down to that drive, and he threw a 3-yard check down on 4th and 8.
Hey, G baby, who was open? I'm not saying you should, but who was open? Jettis was double.
Okay, wait. Pause.
I know.
We act like we ain't never seen him force the ball to Jettis. At least throw it to the first down marker. Because TJ Hawkinson wasn't open either.
Nobody, G baby, you watch the
Was TJ Hawkinson open? Because did he not
no, everybody was locked up, bro. No.
So they threw it to the stage.
TJ was open like a 3. He was open.
Look, wait. Hold up, Trent.
When you said he sold,
wait. I don't play college.
Wait,
I've never played college. Bama. If it's 4th and 8, are you at least throwing it to the sticks?
I mean, that's what they tell you to do, but
at the very least.
Gosh darn it.
It's crazy.
But Trey, end it off with you. Now I'm gonna ask one more name, and I want everyone around the room to answer. But for you, Trey, who was the name I was gonna give you? Oh yeah, Dak Prescott.
At this point, yeah.
At this point.
Word. And then for everyone around the room, Daniel Jones. And then you guys can debate whoever else that you guys have.
1,000%.
Yeah.
I don't think he's on a watch. He's a fraud.
Yeah, I was about to say, what are we talking about?
Oh, okay, I changed my vote. He's definitely a fraud. So
I guess I say he's on Fraud Watch, but I guess.
No,
I mean, look, he got paid 41 mil. If he come up looking like 2019 Daniel Jones, 2020 Daniel Jones.
You said what?
Hey, bro. This man just got 40 mil.
So why would he not
be
on Fraud
15
Watch?
touchdowns in 17 games.
So why would he not be on Fraud Watch? Because he got paid and we just got a top 5 tight end.
The Giants, bro, the wins they had, like the margins of victory for the wins was so slim. And I just know for a fact that next season or this season coming up, those margins are not gonna be there, bro.
Hey, hold on, real quick. I got a question. Wait, who has Trevor Lawrence top 5 in here?
Not me.
How is he not on Fraud Watch?
He's not on Fraud Watch.
How? If he's
Why?
top 5 to you,
why would he be?
Just because you're top 5 doesn't mean you're on Fraud Watch.
Did he come back? Did he come back? Did he come back 27?
He did, Dub. He said
did he come back 27-3 in the
playoffs? 27-0, Dub. 27-0. After throwing 4 picks. No.
How can somebody like that be on Fraud Watch?
I ain't seen nobody dig themselves out of a hole that they dug for themselves like that since Matthew Stafford.
Bro,
like,
I'm not gonna lie. I think he better than like when he came in. I ain't really like him, but I think, bro, he gonna be good, man. I'm starting to like him in the league, man.
Come on now.
He's gonna be good.
Playing with that
I think
he is the winning version of Herbert. They both the same, 6'6", powerful arms, can scramble, all of that. Everybody like him because of their hair and they the dreamy white boy, all of that. But T-Law is the one that gets it done versus the one that's a social media quarterback. I said it.
Nah, that's crazy.
Oh, because you got it done one time.
This is Emmanuel Bama now. I guess.
Chargers defense.
Bama Ocho.
That's social media core.
He's a social media analyst.
That's facts.
He is so bad, bro. I'm not even gonna hold you. But
Is he going to replace Shannon on Skip and Shannon?
Actually, I was
really
about to transition into that. Actually, that was
Fluent, you need
hilarious.
to go on that, Fluent.
I gotta. I'm gonna see.
Go ahead, bro. You straight.
All
bro.
right, Trent.
Be
All
safe,
right,
Trent. I wanted to do players court today, but number one, I don't have time, and number two, I forgot I don't have the polls. I don't know. I can't set it up. So next week we'll do players court. But I did forget about that, so I have to get that sorted out. But I do want to talk about Shannon Sharp. It's rumored that he's expected to leave after the NBA Finals in June, and then that'll be his last episode on the show. And he's taking his podcast to what's it called? The Shannon Sharp podcast or something like that?
Shay,
Uncle Shay, Uncle Shay, something like
Club
that.
Shay or something like that.
Club Shay.
Club Shay.
So
he's
leaving on this. He's leaving the Fox network as a whole. How do you guys feel about this? And since it does seem as if what happened with the DeMar Hamlin disagreement that him and Skip Bayless had, along with the LeBron comments before that, I think this could be a main reason why why Shannon is leaving. I want to hear you guys' thoughts on that.
Hold on, what
do you think
LeBron
happened?
comments? What LeBron comments?
Tom Brady. It was the Tom Brady comments.
Tom
my bad.
Brady. I'm like,
It was the Tom Brady comments. I knew it was one of those. It was the
disrespect.
Tom Brady. Tom Brady. So since
Disrespect.
it was football disagreements that got them here, I want to hear you guys' thoughts on that. What's transpiring over there?
Waiting on this for a good minute, honestly. The interactions that you would see, even like I couldn't get myself to watch full shows because I just got tired of the back and forth between them. But you could see in clips that would go viral between them two of Skip just being wildly disrespectful and saying stuff to where Shannon just looked at him like, you do know I'll take you outside right now, right? And I think the one that really set it off to where it was a problem was the DeMar Hamlin situation where he didn't show up the next day and then came back after that and was like, no, you still owe me and his folks an apology. You were absolutely out of pocket. And he wouldn't just admit to him stepping.
The thing is with this show. Sorry, go ahead, Ben.
No. Only thing I was just really gonna say, I think we all bought into it, man, because at the end of the day, what's on TV is not all what it appears to be, man. I feel like they know how to build it up to get Shannon Sharp his following. That's gonna make everybody, all the Shannon Sharp minions, go over there. And you go because the same thing happened with Shannon, Skip and Stephen A. They had that so-called falling out, and Skip went on to FS1, and that show ended up blowing up with Shannon Sharp, bro. It's gonna be the same cycle over and over when a new personality get on ESPN or whatever we like, bro, and they go jet over there, bro. I mean, it is what it is. It was just I don't think they don't like each other, like, you know what I'm saying? Because like what you said, like they probably had it at one time, and Shannon Sharp let them know, like, hey, bro, chill out. And then at the end of the day, it ain't time to over here getting your feelings. It's time to make money off of this shit. So, hey, bro, put it in the script. Say something crazy. You feel me? I'm gonna get hot. You feel? I know how to do this. I know what sell, and keep it moving. And now he got his own spot.
Shows like that have a lifespan because there's only so many times they can like go back and forth with each other. And yes, a lot of it is scripted. Hey, say something crazy. Okay, you say something crazier. Oh, you say something crazy. Oh, we're gonna argue. We're gonna fight. We're gonna disagree. Like I've seen clips where they have Skip battling Skip because he's for 1 year said one thing and then the next time said another thing, and he has himself contradicting himself. So I think there's a lot of stuff like I don't even know how Skip still has a TV show because he's crazy. But I think they just ran their course. They, again, to his point, I think Shannon built up his following enough. He wants to go do his own thing. He's, even though it's in the script to like, you're going to disrespect me, I'm going to disrespect you. I think Skip takes it too far sometimes. And Shannon's like, you know what? We did it. We're good. And we're cool. And we're out. I think you can only do that so long. And to Bama's point again, Stephen A and Skip did it for a while. It ran its course. Skip moved on and started to do it with Shannon. Look at Stephen A. Stephen A. did it with Max Kellerman. It ran its course, and now he brings in different guests all the time because you can only. They didn't
like each other though.
But in the beginning, they did. In the beginning, they did.
No,
They gonna see more.
He didn't like him. He didn't like him even in the beginning like that.
I
He
think
actually
it just wasn't as bad.
Sure,
It just wasn't as bad.
fine. But like that's at the end of the day, like I'm not surprised. Like, are you guys surprised after all the stuff that they're with these guys?
Nah, because
how long that show was running? Like 3-4 years?
Crazy stuff.
7 years.
7? Yeah, that was a
7 years.
bro.
I mean, me personally, like, because I've seen, like, especially in like today, like in today's era and stuff, like I feel like a lot of like podcasts and stuff, like obviously they've always been around, but I think during the pandemic, because people were at home and stuff, it really took off. And I think this would have happened regardless. I think he started his own pod. He got guests up on there that probably wouldn't show up on Undisputed that he could get on his own. Like, I think it was always going to happen. Now, it's unfortunate what Skip did. And, like, let's just say it was in the script for him to be acting the way he was. I think that's just out of touch. But nevertheless, I think he was always going to do that because, honestly, it's probably easier for him to just do his podcast and do what he wants, still make a good amount of money, like I'm pretty sure he said. And he ain't got to be.
Where's the pod going? Do we know?
That's the thing.
We don't know yet.
I think we know. Clutch Sports.
Hey,
interrupted.
Kwame Brown opened up another wound too because they just got into it. Kwame Brown opened that thing back up. That made him leave after that too.
I think Kwame Brown might be the bigger thing than DeMar Hamlin.
Yeah. Kwame Brown's a crazy guy.
That busting them open.
That's crazy.
OJ,
they bought him out his contract, so he bought out. I think he still had years left because they said they
bought him out. That's crazy.
Yeah, so he still had time.
That boy rich and cut his own grass. You don't want to mess with Kwame, man.
I pretty much agree with everything Fluent said, man. Like these things, they have a life cycle, man. It just comes to the end. To me, it's natural, man. Like, it's better that they decide than before we decide, because when we kick them out, it's even worse that way. So yeah.
But don't you guys think
that's a good point? That's a good point.
Don't you guys think that what happened with Tom Brady and DeMar Hamlin was it sped up the process?
Yeah.
Yeah,
sped up the process to
ending. I'm gonna be honest.
I think when you do that kind of show, it's like death by a million cuts. I don't think it's one thing. I think it's the series of all of them, just like over and over and over.
I'm gonna tell y'all what else too. Believe it or not, what we do on podcasts and we talk, people making videos, the influence of other people saying Shannon Sharp, you don't need him, and people making videos, they watch that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So if it was no social media, they probably could have got over it, but the outside, it was too much, bro. It was videos everywhere. People making jokes about it. It was just Shannon Sharp, right here, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then and then like I mentioned earlier, just the combination of like you see podcasts like The Pivot, you see podcasts like what was the one that was
I Am Athlete?
Yeah, I Am Athlete.
Choice.
Yeah, Player's Choice too. You know what I mean? So like, I just think like because you see a lot of that and it's being successful, and people are starting to watch that over, like The First Take and the Undisputed. I think it's just kind of
they're still king.
You can make money, but you brought up a good one, G-Bay Booth. I Am Athlete, because we also forget the business side of this. So I Am Athlete, if you remember, was Brandon Marshall, Fred Taylor,
Ryan Clark,
Ocho and Channing, right?
Channing. Yeah, it was Channing.
So what happened though? The business side of it broke them up, and the two of them left. Fred T and Shannon left and went and started the other one with Ryan Clark. With Ryan Clark, because the business side. So don't think it's just the back and forth and the arguing in the script and it runs in court. I don't know who's getting paid what, but if Skip is getting paid more, and I don't know that he is, but if Skip is getting paid more, or Shannon
paid $8 million a year, Fluent.
Who Skip is?
$8 million a year.
And how much is Shannon getting?
I don't know his contract, but I know
if it's not the same, right? Shannon's like, yo, I'm just as big part of this show as him. So if he's getting 8, I want 8. And if they say no, or he says I want 10, and Skip says, well, if he's getting 10, I want 12. That part also goes into it too. Don't think it's not about the money, because it can't. It is. It always is.
Yeah, and these shows
get out the dark, bro. You back there looking like you about to ask where my hug at.
No, my bad. My bad. I was over here looking at some of the views for the ESPN, John. They still clear like a bunch of people's like
Oh no, they do. I'm not.
For sure.
Yeah, no, they do for sure.
They're still the most watched network.
I wasn't trying to say they weren't, but I definitely feel like
for now,
nowadays,
Players is coming. That's crazy. I would like to say though, what I do wish that doesn't happen is people, because this is people would do all the time, and it annoys me. Is they're gonna support somebody when they're in a bad scenario, right? And skip Bayless, and then cheer for them to leave that scenario, cheer for them. Oh yeah, you finally left that toxic relationship, but after they leave that toxic relationship, you guys aren't there anymore. It's like you're rooting for the guy to leave. Once that guy leaves, you don't support him. And I really hope that doesn't happen with Shannon Sharp, as in y'all were cheering for this dude so much to leave that toxic relationship. And then now that he's left, you guys aren't even going to be there for him to support him in if he does any of his shows on like any other show or does his own YouTube platform. That's what I'm worried about for Shannon Sharp. And I hope that doesn't happen to him, because that's how people are, bro. Because their distaste for Skip Bayless is so high that they're like, I just want you to leave it. And once they see him fail, it's like they're satisfied and they don't really care about Shannon Sharp's success.
Oh, you didn't know Shay Shay Lounge coming to Players Trust?
If he is, bro, we the hottest thing on YouTube, man. But that's what I'm worried.
That's when I'm gonna make up a fake beef to lead PC. When we hit 1 million followers, I'm gonna make up a fake beef. I'm gonna be like, yeah, y'all boys fake. Y'all lame. Y'all boys better come over and fuck with me. We're gonna talk about everything but sports, because I don't with these boys.
Wait, what?
Shout out PC.
Shout out PC. And Jacob with Super Chat. Skip a TB12 Gawker. Jalen Rose pull up.
Oh,
why did your voice get? Yeah.
What Gawker?
That man put out.
He enunciated that part.
I was about to say.
Skip is a TB12 Gawker. What's wrong with that? I don't understand. That's the noise.
Just, your voice was like low, and then when you got to that part, it like boomed through the mic. You enunciated it with like some power behind it.
Word. You got to, bro. If we being honest, everyone chasing Ernie, Kenny, Chuck, and Shaq, but can't recreate that type of magic. The only ones that can stay together. I think the Panthers doing.
Because them boys ain't scared to get kicked off air. That's why.
Those guys are different though. Those guys have fun. Yes. One, they genuinely like each other, and they're not selling fighting. They're not selling debating. So it's a lot easier. Like honestly, I'll use our own example. It's tougher on the panel where we're all going at each other than it is with me and Chill on Fluent and Chill, because me and Chill are legit friends. So we have fun and we talk sports. Whereas on the panel, it's you better come with your facts or you're gonna get beat up. Yeah, there's a different feeling behind it. There's a different feeling.
Yeah. Panel was straight pressure off rip as soon as it start, boy.
Oh yeah, when that boy man talked about the clock on the stove, boy. Kenny egging that jump on, bro. That's why I be like, bro, I don't think y'all boys know really how funny them boys really is, man. That boy said, I bet it took y'all all week to find 5 good. That boy is wild, man. That boy is a wild boy. Gotta love them boys, man. They'll get suspended being wild up there. That's why I like them boys.
They can't get suspended.
Is there? I know we pushed the football, the whatever King's Court thingy. Is there any other football topic? Because I really would like to get everyone's opinion on Monty Williams to Detroit.
We could do it real quick because honestly, I ran out.
We're done.
And I was literally about to.
Did you see that Monty Williams 6 years, $78.5 million?
I saw 72. When did it turn to 75?
13 million a year. That's 13 million.
Yeah.
Making more than his players.
That's crazy.
But don't he get the veteran coach thing? They get a certain.
The deal could reach 8 years and $100 million.
Oh wow!
Based on incentives, on team options and incentives.
Yeah.
8-year, $100 million, bro.
I bet one of them Eastern Conference Finals. So
because didn't he? Yeah, he's not getting that. Then didn't he at first say no to Detroit? So they just threw a bag at him and said, "You're coming."
I mean, 6 years, 78 and
They
a
probably
half
gave
mil,
they probably gave him a lot of control. Man, listen, man.
No, well, who knows? Like, because they had just promoted Dwayne Casey from coach to something higher up, so they just did that with one coach.
Right.
So now they're bringing in. It's weird, right? Unless they move Dwayne Casey out, unless they fire him or something. I don't know what
hey, look, I ain't gonna hate on and nobody ever getting the bag. So you got your bag, bro. Hey, shout out to you, bro.
Oh, I'm glad he got his money, but is he really moving the needle that much for Detroit?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if he's moving the needle like that.
They must gonna give him some time to fail.
I'm just saying, it's one thing to coach. It's one thing to coach CP3 and Booker and Ayton, and then you get KD. It's another to have Wiseman and Royal Ivy or Jaden.
At least he gonna get Cade though.
Your personnel is more important than your coaching. So yeah, there's only so much you could do with that roster. Thanks.
Yeah, they moved. I just went and looked it up. They moved Dwayne Casey to the front office. So
yeah. They moved. As I said, I knew they did that, but so
that whole
dynamic work.
That whole structure feels strange to me, unless that was their way of saying we're gonna push Dwayne Casey into this role because we feel like he would be more effective in this, and we need somebody who's a new voice to kind of get those young guys in line and see if you can maximize the potential there. But honestly, I don't know how I feel about Monty Williams being the guy that you picked to maximize that potential, but I also don't exactly like what else is on the market. So
I was about to say, because all the other ones are gone.
Do you feel he did a good job coaching against Denver?
No,
he didn't.
But I also feel like there was nothing he was going to be able to do coaching wise that was going to help him deal with Jokic. Basically, everything that would have helped you like devise a plan to deal with Jokic, you sent that shit all the way to Brooklyn when you traded for Kevin Durant.
Exactly, which is what I said.
That's the trade-off.
Which is also not him. He didn't make that trade.
Well, he didn't do it. But
I think this was low key coming. Since last year when they got embarrassed in that game 7 at home after being up 3-2, I think they was already low key like, I don't know. And then this year was kind of like you got blown out again in game 6 at home. So it was like kind of saw it coming.
That's so stupid though, because it's not Monty Williams' fault that Devin Booker and Chris Paul is literally getting locked up by half court. They were literally getting locked up. How is that Monty Williams' fault? How is it Monty Williams' fault that the guys?
Phoenix is not. If I'm not mistaken, Phoenix is not a notoriously well-run organization. If I'm not mistaken, so
no, they're not.
I'm just saying I'm not surprised. I'm not a big fan. Like when Thibodeau won Rookie of the Year, and I thought it should have went to Monty. After that, I ain't really been that big of a fan of Monty personally. I'm just like,
sorry,
I think he should have won.
Say that again.
When Thibodeau won Rookie of the Year. When Thibodeau won Coach of the Year, that year I think it should have went to Monty. That year I was like, he deserved that award. Sorry, Thibodeau, and but he's in New York, bigger market. It is what it is. But after that, like, I was just kind of like, I don't know, Monty. Like, I'm not really feeling you right now, bro. And then you left a sour taste in my mouth when you got embarrassed at home, and then the next year.
It also doesn't help.
Pause. That's fine.
I'm about to say pause on that, but also it doesn't help when one of the guys you were supposed to be maximizing the talent of, DeAndre Ayton, basically decides after playing one game against Jokic that he wants to go home.
Yeah, where does rib injury come from? I never understood that. He ain't never grimaced one time. Now all of a sudden he got a rib
injury came when Jokic snatched his heart out.
I mean, and also the beef with them going into.
I think it's a neck injury though. Yeah.
Like the beef with Ayton going into.
He suddenly lost his spine. That was the neck injury.
Hey man.
Like,
dude, man, I just feel like people keep losing to Nikola Jokic and the Nuggets, and that's like the 4th head coach that's gotten fired. That's losing to the Nuggets, man. I don't know what it is. Something about playing Jokic.
It's really just to appease their fan base, man. That's what that was. Because Monty Williams, by all accounts, did as well as he could have.
Got you. Brian Holiday, I just want to say the reason why the reason why PC shows work so well because we get the debate format, but the level of knowledge of hosts is much higher than network.
Much higher than network. Yeah, I agree with that.
The network.
Because we like that.
Does Dub know more than
Chitchat?
Chitchat?
No, but you know why? It's because we actually like and watch basketball games because we just want to. Those guys, if you look at most of those guys, Stephen A. Smith as an example. Stephen A. Smith started covering like one team, like most beat writers do, and then it just became sports in general. And they're doing all this other stuff. They don't have time. We literally sit around and watch like every playoff game. Didn't we have watch parties? Like we just sit around and watch full games. We got nothing else to do, but you know what I'm saying. It's different when it's a job and you got a million other responsibilities. So I understand that.
Oh man, we hit our 2-hour mark. I can't rebuttal that. But appreciate you guys in here. We got 200 people in the chat. Like and subscribe, bro. We will see y'all next week. Peace.